Good evening, everyone. I'm Eric Dewey.
And I'm Steve O'Mooney.
And I'm Matthew Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I'm Matthew Renfro.
Matthew is back with us.
No, Matthew
this
is
week,
back, but he's just in the restroom.
Yeah,
I'm calling him out on it.
I'm like, hey, we're about to go live. He's like, okay, cool. I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'm like, for life. Anyways.
Now, it's weird because I don't know how well last episode did.
I don't yet either because I haven't looked up the numbers.
I did a great thing. I did a cool thing, though, in the intro that Joshua actually really liked. So before we played the music, I actually came in going like, this is Steve O'Mooney, and we got a different show to you tonight because Eric and Matthew are missing in action. And then I said a couple things and then dropped the show thing.
You threw us under the bus first and foremost before ever starting the show. Is what
First off,
right?
I didn't throw you guys under the bus. I actually said you guys were on a space mission.
Space mission. All right.
So,
okay. All right. Yeah. I'm on board. I
didn't be like, Eric duped out. I wasn't being a dick. Okay.
That could have been the truth, though, because it was really a last minute, crap, I can't make
now,
it.
If your story would have been like, I'm not making it tomorrow night show because I hate you, then I'd be like, okay, you're a dick. But you had a legitimate reason for not being on the show that week.
Yeah, so, it was not fun, but it was legitimate.
And it's not like I flipped out on you next day and was all like, you know what? I want to do a show with all my single friends. I'm starting my own network. By the way, I'm taking the equipment. That's right.
Oh,
I don't fucking care.
That would be horrible. I would hate that if that ever happened to me. If somebody did that to me, I'd have to go like,
I'm going to marry an Australian girl now.
All right. Little too on the nose.
First off, he's not going to listen, so I don't care.
Probably not.
Fuck off, buddy. Second of all, anybody else who's listening is probably wrote him off too. So, by the way, thank you for the delicious cranberry and vodka.
Yes, it's very tasty. Very, very good. Well, since Matthew isn't here to introduce himself, Matthew is here. He will be joining us shortly, but we do have a very, very special guest in studio with us today. We have the amazingly talented and wonderful author, Suzanne. Say hi. You got to get right up on this mic, though. I will tell you that right now.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me here.
No, thank you for coming.
So I gave her a good mic. She doesn't have to be close in person.
I'm like, why is my mic? Anyways, I'm good. Hey, Matthew.
Hey.
See, guys, we weren't lying. Matthew is back with us. People were starting to think we were lying. The chat room was filled with you guys were lying. Matt's not there.
No, don't pull that shit that I did the other week. Where I'm like, I just got a DM.
Somebody just direct messaged me on Twitter right this moment, said, you guys are lying. Matthew's not really there. But he is. He is.
Hi.
So, you've been gone for a couple of weeks, so we're going to get to you last because you've got a lot of... That's a couple.
Both.
That's a couple. I didn't say a few. I said a couple.
Well, technically, he was. You know what's weird for Matthew? I will have to say this because we are going to get into it because obviously Monday was that crazy ass rainstorm or whatnot. But you just got back on like Sunday.
Saturday.
No, it was Saturday. Okay.
Sunday.
I was stalking you on Twitter, so I must have had a delay. Anyway, so
that's what happens when you're on Twitter.
Yeah, so then like you come back and then it's all like you're like, oh, I love the weather was so nice where we're at, and then it just was downpour on Monday. You're like, what?
I know. I got back to work and I was like, oh, sweet.
Like, oh, sun, it's fantastic. Oh, never mind.
But usually we start the show off with how's everybody's week's been going. But so Matthew got 2 weeks. Matthew has a
2
novel.
weeks to catch up on.
A novel.
Or 3 weeks actually to catch up on.
But not a published novel like our guest.
Yes,
see that?
It's true.
Good segue. Good segue.
So Stephen.
Yes.
How's your week?
No, we're not going to talk about my week.
Okay. We're not really going to talk about my week much either because it just kind of sucked all around. A lot of drama. That's all I'll say. Family shit. Fuck that. Anyways, Matthew.
What?
How's your last 3 weeks?
It was very good. It was a great vacation. Don't really take vacations, so it was very nice. Yeah, so I was semi-live. I called it live tweeting, but it was just Facebook messaging you guys. So
that was my favorite part of your. Like, I'm sitting there playing some Diablo 3, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Matthew, taking a break from his vacay, and you're like, dude, I'm in the midst of Dragon Con right now, and he's like, they're doing television. I'm like, this is amazing. And Eric's like, yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm like, don't stop.
I didn't say stop. I didn't say like, oh, I'm going to bed, because I was just like, I wanted to feel like I was contributing to the conversation. You were telling us what you were doing. I was going to bed.
So I was going to bed. That's what I'm doing.
I was like, hey guys, I'm going to bed.
You know what? Valid point.
Yeah. So Dragon Con was happening in Atlanta, and we were staying at the Sheraton, which was the registration building or portion of the convention. We had no idea, so it was quite a surprise. It was a pleasant surprise. Saw a lot of cool things. My favorite, I saw Oscar the Grouch was there, but that was cool. I really liked that, but so I was.
Dragon Con is like this huge thing, and you're like, Oscar the Grouch, man.
I know.
Fucking left Sesame Street to come to Atlanta.
It's Atlanta's Comic Con, right?
Yeah. Well,
that's what I would think it would be.
It's essentially the same. It's a pop culture
they have
convention.
Like multiple ones.
They probably do. I think they have.
Technically,
hell, even Phoenix has
multiple.
I know, but we have like the big one, and then we have the other ones. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think
Dragon Con is one of their.
All I wish though, if there was literally like a Muppet Con that they were doing down at Dragon Con, they should have just had like Kermit the Frog from the old Sesame Street, where he's dressed up like in the news thing, being like, "Hi ho, we're here talking about Dragon Con."
Walking around the street.
Yeah, walking around the street.
So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise, but they do it a lot better than Phoenix does. Granted, I haven't stayed at the hotels or anything down here when the Comic-Con here in Phoenix is happening. So, yeah, exactly.
Next year, we're getting a room.
But they televise it.
We won't be watching it on TV, though.
And they have original programming that they do. So these people submit short films and everything, and then they play them on the hotel networks.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
So that's what I was sending you guys, like video and all that stuff.
Yeah, I knew all their big panels. Like they had that on their on Dragon TV or whatever. Yeah. And I know that's like accessible even if you're not at the con, so that's pretty cool.
That is.
I'd love to see that sort of thing.
Hello?
Yeah,
no, that's
you got mail.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I was excited about that. But yeah, I got to we went to the Georgia Aquarium. I got to swim with whale sharks and manta rays
So tell me, whale sharks.
Yes.
Are they whales or are they sharks? Or is it like peanuts? Are they neither?
They're just really.
What are they?
They're just really big fish.
So they're neither, is what you're telling me.
No. Matthew means they're like the band, real big, really big fish.
Is that a thing?
Yep.
For real? don't know. I'm not the music guy, guys.
You know what?
Do you know this
You know
about me?
It's a shark.
It's a shark.
It is a shark.
It is a shark.
For real.
Yes, it is.
But not a
shark.
whale.
But it's a filter feeding shark.
Filter feeding.
So it
it's
eats
not a
plankton
killer whale or any of that.
No, that's an orca.
So you were not in danger at any point.
No. Well, there were sharks in there. I was swimming with sharks.
Technically, the only thing he
Physical
was
sharks. Real
really
shark.
real
Real
ones.
Rom, shark.
the only real in danger
Like Sharknado
was
sharks.
probably the
Or the
manta
real
rays.
deal. Oh, too soon.
No,
Too
not the
soon.
manta rays.
I'm not saying too. Okay, first off, I didn't make a crocodile hunter joke.
Hey, do you know why they? Do you know that why they recalled? They recalled Steve Irwin's brand of sunscreen. Did you know that?
Oh God!
Evidently, it doesn't protect against harmful rays. Anyways, move on.
So that was really cool.
Sorry, I had to. You brought it up. I had to.
Had a
to go there.
blast. So there was 4 whale sharks in there, 3 manta rays, and then just a group.
A partridge in the pear tree.
A bunch of other different stuff. So that was a lot of fun. Spent a lot of time on the beach. Went to a lot of breweries because that's my thing. That's what I like to do.
I like one brewery picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, we never got the follow up to that one.
yeah.
I don't recall the follow up. Oh,
We didn't
Sorry.
go back.
somebody noticed.
No.
Oh,
We just the next
didn't end
day
up going back?
we were gonna go, and then we went to we ended up doing something. I think we drove up to North Carolina that day and kicked it there. We were gonna go to this planetarium, and I was like, oh, awesome! I haven't been to a planetarium in a very long time. This is gonna be really cool. No. It was like this little tiny like building, and like they had like a theater where you could see like shows and stuff, and then this like little interactive area about like to teach you about space.
it was like
and
one of
stuff.
the like
The
pop up
planet-
ones, like the inflatable ones they bring
It
to
was
schools
like-
or something.
It was just it was brick and mortar, but it's
Was it like the South Park episode where the guy's like, "Welcome to the planetarium"?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen that one.
What?
To go over
God,
there.
you guys are really okay. Last week's show, everybody got what I was talking about because it was just me.
You're like, I got all of my references.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was.
It
awesome.
was beautiful. So what else?
Went to Brook Green Gardens, which is this really really big gardens that there are all these old plantations and rice fields and everything used to be on. They converted it, and it was really pretty.
Eric. No,
I didn't say a word.
I know what you're thinking.
I wasn't. But now I'm really curious as to what you thought I was thinking.
I know what you're thinking.
No,
We
I didn't
saw
say anything.
lighthouses, and we just
Wait,
relaxing.
how many lighthouses like are in that area? Like, is there just like one, or is there multiple?
No, I think there's multiple, but one of them we
so
saw,
many.
which was called the Governor's Lighthouse.
So many.
Hello there, Governor.
Like
Isn't-
3.
Isn't active, and it's in a residential like area, like
Dude,
neighborhood.
could I like rent that?
No.
No.
So that was kind of disappointing. But then the other one we went to was the oldest one in South Carolina, and it first lit up in 1876, and it wasn't like on the land. It was one of those ones that are out in the middle of the ocean, so you're like there on the coastline looking out at it, and it was really cool. That one was cool. And they had pelicans, and Folly Beach reminds me of California, and the water is so much more warmer than Pacific Ocean.
Now, did you go in a perfect time? Because like I realize you have to hit that area at a certain time.
It was very humid.
Well, what I mean is water-wise, because there's a part where it's all like shark attacks all over the place, and there's another part it's all like right in between, before like right after shark attacks. There's like a little window to go to the beach, and then you have to hit that window because if not, then you get attacked by jellyfish.
Oh, I thought I got stung by a jellyfish, but I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Because I was out there, like literally I was walking out in like bath water. You're just like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is so great. And I was out there for a long time, just sitting in the waves and jumping and doing what I do. And then I was like walking back, and I don't know if I must have like pulled a muscle or something, but like the back of my knee stung in 2 different places when I was walking out, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. What the best trip ever. I get to swim with whale sharks, and I got stung by a jellyfish. I was really excited, but it's probably not the greatest thing.
No.
But no,
I'm thinking
it didn't happen.
that is the personification of fro life right there. You're like, I just got stung by a jellyfish. This
I know.
enhances my experience
Like, he's
on this vacation.
That's what I'm saying. Matt Renford finds the positive.
Most people would be like, oh crap.
He'd be the kind of guy that would be like in the Hostel movies and gets like his the back of his
no.
ankles
Like, I really-
cut. He's like, you know what? I can crawl like
He's
a
like,
pro
man,
now. I'm good.
Who knew I was this good at crawling?
No
Yeah,
way.
everything's awesome.
If it was something like that, that would be totally different.
Some guy like kidnaps him for Saw. You want to play a game? Matthew's like, yeah, Pictionary? I'm down. Let's go.
I'll play
The
some
guy's like,
Hearthstone.
no. I mean,
Yes, let's
yeah,
go.
Matthew pulls out his laptop, Hearthstone's up.
Yeah,
The guy's
you're
like,
yeah, let me friend request you.
my
Let me
game.
friend request you right now.
But so we had our hashtag was dirty South Fro style. I think that's what it was. So if you go on and search Dirty South Fro style on Instagram, you can
By
see
the
all
way,
our
this
pictures.
weekend, I'm going to pull that move off in bed.
The Dirty South Pro style?
Yes.
You don't want to know what that involves. There's
You
a
don't,
jellyfish.
ladies.
There's some peeing. It's not good.
No. There's
It's
some
not
jellyfish, there's some whale shark, and you have to dodge a lot of manta rays.
Good. Yeah. It's really terrifying, actually.
And then what else? Yeah, we just did a bunch of stuff. We went to South Carolina. Okay. I love animals and I love marine life. So we went, Georgia Aquarium, we went to the South Carolina Aquarium. And we got to kick it with some rehabilitating sea turtles, which was really cool.
I've actually think I've been to the South Carolina one.
Yeah. So like they're making them all healthy and stuff. So we got to like literally like right there. That was really cool. We did that.
Cool.
We did a ghost tour in Charleston, Charleston was my favorite place because there's so much history. The ghost tour was whack, so don't do that.
Oh, like nothing.
Well, I thought it was going to be like they take you to like different rooms, like this is what happened in this room.
Uh-huh.
But no, they like took us like on down these like cobblestone streets, which was cool, and then told us stories. But I was like get us in a room and like
No.
leave us alone for like 15
where are the
minutes.
ghosts?
You want to do some ghost stories? Come with me. I'll take you someplace.
I know you do what you do.
I went to supposedly the most haunted building in Arizona, and I
In Flag?
saw jack shit, and I felt jack shit, and I didn't care.
Was it in
'cause I
Flagstaff or Jerome?
Jerome. It was just off of Jerome. I think.
Where in Jerome?
It's like no, it's not in Jerome. Where is it? It's like no, they got the asylum there, which I ate lunch there. I mean, it was good,
Right.
good food, good wine. I had a glass of Merlot.
You're like, wait
Cabernet,
a minute.
and it was delicious.
This cheese tastes spooky.
Yeah, but there were no ghosts, nothing. Not that I believe in that anyway. So it
First
doesn't
off,
really matter,
Eric, you
but-
said it wrong. You
So
have
they're
to
not
go,
going to come.
Ghost.
No, I don't think I said it wrong. But no, I never bought into any of that. The best thing I got was there was like one of the rooms in this house was supposed to be like the most haunted room in the house, and they didn't want people walking in it, so they had it blocked off with plexiglass, so you could look in but not go in. But if you take a picture, your reflection's in the glass. So I'm like, look, a ghost! That was the closest I came to a ghost that entire time.
Like zoinks, man! It's
I'm
old
like,
man Eric.
Look at that ghost! I think he's taking a picture of me.
Wait,
Because he's holding the camera.
He's wearing a
I mean, he looks just
Diamondbacks
like
jersey?
me. Yeah, it's
They're
crazy.
like, why has he got a tablet?
I don't know
phone?
whether I don't know if this ghost is evil or not, but he's got good taste in sports. Okay, that's all I can say about this right now.
What else did we do? We saw the angel oak tree, which is a tree that's like 1,500 years old. This huge oak tree with all these different arms, and it looks like Medusa's head. It was really cool. It was a good trip. And then we came back,
Matthew's
And then-
like, that tree
You're
was
like-
all Greek to me.
and then I put in my 2 weeks at work today.
Really?
What?
So that was a big thing. So
Holy crap!
changes are coming in my world.
Wait,
Changes.
can you talk about it or?
Wow, that
I took
just dropped a bomb on us right now.
Just took it.
So wait a minute. Are you saying your position is going to be open soon? Because I need a better job.
If you want to go for it, go for it.
Well, recommend me. I'll send you a new resume.
But I'm starting at another company at the end of the month.
Doing something
are you allowed
different or similar? Or
It's same industry.
More
I'll be a full blown manager though.
Oh, okay.
So more
Moolah, more
Well,
prestige.
more new challenge, more responsibility.
Well, I think we raise our glasses to that too. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Matthew,
mine wasn't
on
empty.
it-
Congratulations.
on his new ventures.
Thank you. So change is coming in the world of me. So
That's awesome.
That's good.
I like when somebody drops a bomb on us like that. It's like, what? Because we chit chat before the show goes live, and most most things we end up talking about on the show are like, yeah, we just talked about this, or we've known all week or whatever, but that's like brand new information.
Well, what I like,
that's amazing.
This is actually what I told my sister. I go, do you talk with everybody on your podcast on a regular day basis? And she's like, yeah. And I go, don't do that. I go, look,
shun those people.
The only conversation,
shun them until the show.
No. I go, the only conversation Matthew and Eric and I usually have is like, who's bringing booze? Do we have any guests this week? And then sometimes we'll send something that doesn't have anything to do with stuff. Like Matthew would be like, here's a Nerdist video that I thought was hilarious. Or Eric would be like, oh, look what I found out.
Right.
Something like that. But
I meant to send you a link about Hearthstone today, too.
But we never talk about anything in our lives. So that when we jump on the podcast, we have something to talk about.
Right.
But I think that's a good note to drop on. Let's our guest is probably like, why did I even show up? So without further ado, our guest, what do you do?
What is it? What would you say you do here?
All right. So I'm Suzanne Lazear, and I write steampunk fairy kissing books for teenagers.
Ooh, that's a good market.
It's a lot of fun. The series is called the Aether Chronicles, and right now
I've been pronouncing it wrong like for 2 weeks.
Are you serious?
Oh, because it's got an A in front of it, so I was like, Aether? Is that Aether?
I always pronounce it Ether. I could be pronouncing it wrong.
You need to get up closer on the mic, too.
All right.
You can.
I'll turn you up a little bit, but yeah, you can just...
There we go.
Okay, so I could be pronouncing it wrong. I've always been pronouncing it Ether.
No, it's your book. You can pronounce it however you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the official pronunciation as of right now. Boom.
All right. Well,
Aether.
then I've decided it's called the Aether Chronicles.
Boom.
And right now there are 3 books in the series. The first book is Innocent Darkness. The second book is Charmed Vengeance. Mm-hmm. And the third book, which just came out a couple of weeks ago, is Fragile Destiny.
Nice.
And that is the one that you're doing the signing for tomorrow, right?
Yes.
At Changing Hands? Yes.
I love them. I grew up at that bookstore.
Okay, I was just about to ask, where is Changing Hands? Because this is the first time I've ever heard of them.
It's right down the road from me. It's not too far at all. It's Guadalupe and McClintock.
Yeah, it's a great store.
Yeah, so I'll be
it's a nice
signing
little
there
bookstore.
at 3, and it's always very exciting because when I was a kid, I spent a lot of my youth in Changing Hands bookstore, reading books, buying books, spending my babysitting money on books, ditching Sunday school to read books, and all those other things. So I spent a lot of time there. So it's always exciting to go back there and sign because it's sort of like going home.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's like you're home and you grew up there.
It's my hometown bookstore. Every time I come back to Phoenix, I always go and stop in. And they recognize me. And I'm like, hey, it's nice to see you. By the way, you really need these socks with these unicorns moving.
Like we have some stuff to sell you.
Wait.
Yeah.
While you're here.
Okay, first you sold me on rainbow socks unicorns, but now they're pooping rainbows?
The unicorns are pooping rainbows on the socks, yeah.
Again,
I think
Eric.
Steven needs these socks.
I need these socks. No, I
This
don't.
is something he needs in his
don't
life.
need these socks because I will wear these socks and people are like, I told you were a brony, bro.
Like, no, there's no ponies on this whatsoever. I swear.
But anyways.
Okay, there could be, but there's not.
Okay, so obviously they sell more than books.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They also sell new and used books. So it's a great place to go and sell your books that you don't want anymore or pick up a book that maybe it's been out a little bit and you pick up a secondhand copy.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, they're very good about that stuff. I've taken stuff there that I couldn't move at other locations in the valley.
You can say Bookman's.
Yeah, Bookman's. We have friends that worked at Bookman's as well. Tavis, we're talking about you if you're listening. You should be listening.
No.
You're our friend.
Actually, I asked TJ a question about that. I go, I don't get this. They took everything. Like they took like my old like system, but they left me a controller. And I'm going like, but I can't use this because you took the system.
Yeah, it's like, why do I want this? It's crazy sometimes the things that they will take and won't take. Like I went with a whole bag full of stuff one time, and they're like, we can use this. Mm-hmm. Like one thing, I'm like, but what about all the rest of this? I schlepped this all the way over here. Like, throw me a bone here.
Now, is this just a trilogy book, or do you have more in the works?
Well, I'm hoping that my publishing house will pick up book number 4 because I sort of need to finish off the series and I needed one more book.
Now, when they finally make this into a movie, are you going to pull that shenanigans where you're like, this is book 4, but we have to split it up into 2 movies because it's so long?
I don't think that's the author's decision.
No,
really.
The author has nothing to do with most of the decisions in movies. Once in a while, there will be that author that actually gets to have some creative control, but for the most part, you sign it and they take your baby and they do whatever they want to it.
So
that's the way it
don't
works
give
most
it to
cases.
Michael Bay.
Oh, God. That would probably be horrible.
Well, I'm curious because J.K. Rowling, I think, was the only one that really had any kind of
J.K. Rowling
input.
had a lot of input, and George R.R. Martin has a ton of input onto the TV series for Game of Thrones. But other than that,
so the woman who did Twilight
authors,
probably had nothing to do with it.
Actually, I think she did a little bit.
Well, you know what, though? You can't really blame the movie sucking on the fact that she
the book
did
sucks.
or did not have control. I mean, they were based on a...
not bash Twilight.
Okay, no. I have to bash
guys,
Twilight.
no.
I have to bash Twilight
Isn't she from Arizona too?
Yes, that's why I have to bash it. No, the reason why I have to bash it because I'm a huge horror fan. I'm totally in the lore, and I'm like, you just can't take a vampire and be like, oh, he's sparkly in the sun. I'm like, no, you can't. Okay, first off,
you can.
No, you can't.
And they did.
No,
and it was a huge success.
And it was horrible.
You know, it did a lot for YA literature, though. And as somebody who writes YA, I mean, I have to be very grateful to people like her who've really helped open up the market, introduced a whole new generation. It got kids reading and wanting to read more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why there are so many other series out there, because somebody goes, oh, wait, the kids read this. So, you know, say what you want to about Twilight. It did a whole lot for the genre, just the same thing as J.K. Rowling did for middle grade and really promoting reading among that age group.
Now, see, that I can get behind, though, because those were good books.
Well, I guess
I love the hell out of the Harry Potter
I'm just against reading because I'm dyslexic. So, you know, I have my reasons.
I love reading, and to be honest, I read some bad books, too. I mean, I read some really crappy literature out there. I'm not like highbrow or anything like that. I'm a Bond fan, as you know. For those of you who don't know, go check out my show, Her Majesty's Secret Podcast. You know, I'm a huge James Bond fan. Ian Fleming, not the strongest author in the world, honestly.
Definitely not.
But the characters and everything, it just grabs you and it makes you want to continue reading. In fact, I just read...
Well, it's the whole universe. It's the picture that you paint in your mind when you're reading.
Exactly, yeah. And it's amazing. And I'm a big fan of the cheesy stuff, too. Like, I like Tom Clancy novels. You know, yes, it's, 15 pages on what a gun looks like. Okay, great. But it's still fun. It's fun stories. And I like cheesy stuff like that, as well as some of the more highbrow literature and stuff.
Now hearing you about your, people you'll read and things you're into, so what were your, biggest influences, and what was your, what was the point of your life that you're like, you know what, I want to write something?
I was that kid that's always wanted to write books. Like, I can remember writing books that you can buy at a bookstore being a goal in the 3rd grade. So I've always wanted to write. I've always loved to write. However, I didn't actually make the correlation between having to write an entire book and being published till about 2006.
Okay.
There I was going, gee, I always thought I'd be published by now. Wait, why am I not published? Oh, right, you have to write an entire book first. So in 2007, I decided I was going to write a book, and I wrote 4 really, really bad books. Most authors who are published have written a lot of manuscripts before they actually get published. For me, Innocent Darkness was manuscript number 9. One of my friends, her first published book was manuscript number 17. So if you want to be a writer, you just have to keep writing.
It's grinding.
You can write a lot of words before they really start getting good. You have to learn craft.
No, I totally agree. Like, I'm not on the scale of actually writing like a novel, but I do, when I do stand up and everything, that I do have to write a joke. I do have to, tweak it. I do have to go, what's funny? What's a hit and miss? Does this actually work? I've written some jokes that I pitched to people, and people are like, that's not funny. And you're like, okay, scrap this idea, try something else and stuff like that. So I know mine's not on a huge scale. Like, I can't sit down and be like, I'm going to write a novel. It'd be like, it'd literally just be me with all caps, really huge font, be like, I have 12 pages. It's going, but Steve, your 12 pages just says chapter 1.
Yeah, but it takes up 12
pages.
So
I'm like, it's a picture book. I'm just going to throw a lot of...
But there's no pictures.
Yet. I got to take them. Off my head.
Oh, man.
But no, I do take credit. I always love people who find something that they're good at and they want to pursue it. Like, they want to just say, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to do this. Now, question. You do have... So, 2007... is when you finally started putting everything together. How did you go about actually getting everything published, or did you hand it off to friends, family, or just random people be like, yeah, is this any good? Is this something you want to read?
Well, I joined the Romance Writers of America, which is a national organization of writers, and there's the chapter in Los Angeles is really amazing. And we would have meetings where they would bring in speakers, editors, agents, published authors who talk about all sorts of things. And I just continued to learn, took online classes. I started entering contests where you enter in the first 25 pages, 2-3 chapters, which are what you really needs to be polished, because that's what an agent or editor often bases a lot of their decision in. That's your hook. And, if they're not interested in the first couple of pages, they're not going to read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working on that. I got myself some critique partners. It was probably, I think, manuscript number 6 or 7 that I actually was the first one that I started actually querying to agents and editors. So I started that process. And like I said, Innocent Darkness was manuscript number 9. I wrote that during National Novel Writing Month in 2009, started querying it in 2010. I sold it in 2010, and then it came out in 2012.
Nice.
So publishing takes a really long time.
Oh,
It took 27 months between selling the book and it coming out.
Yeah.
No, I can see that happening, because you have to pitch an idea and then you have to get people behind it, people investing money, and of course if there's any edits, rewrites, or now do you get to I know they did I don't know if they still do this, but I know they do this in some biographies and they do this in children's book. Do you ever get to dedicate your book to people? Okay. Well, that's good. That's cool. So so you have you number 3 is coming out. And then
it is out, right? It's available now,
it's
right?
available now.
The signing is tomorrow at Changing Hands,
tomorrow.
but it is available now.
And
Where can they find it?
Yeah.
You can find it pretty much wherever books are sold, whether you like to buy them online or in a bookstore. It's around.
Can you get it digitally?
Yes, you
Okay.
can get it in your favorite digital format.
Cool.
What about on tape?
You know what? It is not on audiobook.
No.
Which makes
I'll do that.
me
Not yet, because
sad.
Four Eyed
Not
Radio
yet.
has not put it out on audiobook yet.
I can read that for you.
Yeah, you think you'd make a good Kevin Silver?
Well, I could do a bunch of different things. I could be like, we could read it as Christopher Walken's. You could read it as an elegant, Englishman. I don't have anything to read right now to give everyone a taste, but
I put the website in the show notes.
Oh, do you want me to hit that up?
Do you have
Let's
it? Do you have? I
she's
guess a
like, I
blurb?
got all 3 copies here.
You're like, boom. Oh, well,
in my bag because I may have done a school visit today, so I may have. A bag
well, there you go. Well, look at that. Bag full of books. So,
bag full of books, which
Books.
could be a
That's
could
the
be
podcast.
a name of a podcast coming soon.
oh, but damn it, we gave it away. Watch it. Nerdist is going to come out with Bag full of
Nerdist,
books
Nerdist
tomorrow.
will come out with it.
But you know what? I would be okay with that, because then I'd be like, holy crap, somebody at the Nerdist listens to our show.
Well, not even that, but obviously Jeff Goldblum listens to the show.
Of course, yes, because he copied your song. What was that about?
Start with
Yes, I want to see how good of a Kevin Silver you are. He's my evil huntsman. He's a bad fairy.
Oh,
okay,
evil
so he's
henchman.
He's a very bad fairy.
Oh, bad.
he's a bad fairy.
Yes, he likes his opium and his women. And
Okay, remember, this is not a good fairy like the Green Lantern. This is a bad fairy.
Dude, like,
So you don't want me reading it like this? Okay. Now I get to show how bad my reading skills are too. I read at a 5th grade level.
it's okay. You can still be bad.
Thank you. So you want a bad guy. Kevin Silver walked the dark, foggy streets of San Francisco. His soul weighed down, indifferent. His long coat, bushy his legs. He walked, stick-tapped on the cobblestone, beating the tattoo of his familiar. Another candidate lost again. Desperate rolls. Desperation rode him like a ride on the hunt rode a horse. The time of the sacrifice quickly approaches. If he didn't find a suitable girl, Annibal's suicide weakened the magic more than he ever let on. Matthew hated it, right?
No.
No, Matthew's loving it. He's over here cracking up.
Yay, nay?
I think that was great.
Or I could be Kevin Silver walked the dark, foggy streets of San Francisco. His soul weighed down, indifferent.
All right, the narration is Christopher Walken. The characters, whenever he's speaking, that's Bill Cosby. Go.
Oh, it's Bill Cosby.
But only the characters. The narration is still Christopher Walken. So Christopher Walken is the narration, and then jump into Cosby when it's actual speaking.
All right, let me find.
So got to find some dialogue. Find some
That's what I'm
dialogue real
looking for.
quick.
I think
and,
this is just like description right
yeah,
now.
I don't know if there's any actual dialogue. in that
Dialogue.
section.
Well, I can do.
random page. Pick a random page.
All right, pick a
doesn't
random
matter.
page. Okay. I don't want to
Doesn't
damage
matter.
your book. So
No spoilers.
Oh, now I found one, but it's
You're
just,
like, I flipped to a random page that says the main character died.
I just found the first lines, and it's just way out of context. But this is gonna be great for Bill Cosby. Would you like a cookie? Thank you,
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
Mama.
asking me a question.
Reaching out.
No.
No, see,
No.
but you like the other guy, right? All right, no.
I was just trying to go for some difference between
Well, I can do
the
difference,
narration and the voices.
I
That's
also
all,
do
that's
like the. Now, I did want to ask about the covers of the books because I know some people do illustrations. Obviously, who'd you go about to do these?
Well, authors actually have very little input as
Really?
to what happens for their cover. They often get asked for suggestions, but in all honesty, usually none of our suggestions actually get taken.
Like, what would you like? Okay, all right,
And
okay.
you
all
get
right,
you
okay,
get an email
all right.
going, "Here's your cover."
We're
Isn't
putting
it great?"
dinosaurs on it. Is that cool?
Like, but there's no dinosaurs in the. Okay, whatever.
And you know what? I'm lucky. I actually got really great covers, and the nitpicks on them were very minimal. Like, for example, her dress actually caused a lot of controversy. She has bare arms. A girl even though this is steampunk, so it's not historical 1901. It's a 1901 out of my imagination with flying cars and hoverboards.
Okay.
You know,
Ooh, hoverboards.
it's very Victorian in
that.
its sensibility. So a girl that era wouldn't have bare arms like that. And in the original version, not the published version, but in the original version, she actually said something about bare arms and not wanting to wear bare arms. And
Because they didn't have the Second Amendment yet, so.
exactly. There's no right to bare arms yet. So it actually caused some controversy.
I like how it's like the dumbest joke that makes me laugh.
That's what I go for. That's
I
the
know.
lowest common denominator. That's my gig.
So there actually was some controversy about her having bare arms on the cover, but inside the book,
Like, who brought this? Who brought this controversy up? Were there picketers?
Christians.
Were there?
reviewers. You could go on Goodreads and you can find.
They were like, the book was fantastic, the story was great, the writing was fantastic, but this cover, the girl had bare arms, for fuck's sake. What are we gonna do about this?
And so
I'm sorry, I get angry.
So for the second one, they actually asked me for pictures of a dress, and so I sent them the dress I liked, which is not the dress she's wearing, but I do have to say I really like my covers.
Okay.
No, they're good. I like them.
The guy who does the illustrations is fabulous. I really, really like them. But by the time this third cover rolled around, they asked me, well, what do you want on the third cover? I go, I want the cover to be green. Because I figured if I kept it simple, I couldn't be disappointed. So
There is a little
my
bit of
cover
green
is
in there.
green,
What do you know?
Just like I asked.
That's the luck of the Irish.
The first draft came across the editor's board and it's like bright red, and they're like, I think I saw a note somewhere about green. I'm not sure, but maybe we should look into that. But no, I think the covers look great. I think they're fantastic.
No, I really like. That's what I was actually going to ask. So it's actual artists, because before I was just about to say, it's like, so did you get a photography going on here? But no, that's very fantastic.
Yeah, is that drawn or is that an actual?
It's an actual photograph.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought, because I'm like, it looks like the same girl. Yeah.
I was just about to say, now is that same girl single?
I have no idea.
I'm just kidding.
I
know.
I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, I don't know if she's single or not, but I'm thinking that same girl is probably 15 years old. So I don't know about that.
That, yes.
Yes.
That's all he's got.
I will tweet her right now.
But evidently,
right now.
evidently that would put her right in my wheelhouse, according to Jen Hines.
Yes.
So,
Speaking,
so Jen, if you're listening, what the hell? You thought that was my wife? Holy crap!
Speaking of Jen Hines, I hope she's excited that they're going to be bringing back the greatest American hero. So
excited! I'm so excited to talk about that because I want to
But
play
I'm
the song
starring
so
in it.
much.
You didn't hear I got casted.
It doesn't make me happy at all.
That's right.
Why? Because we're going to play the song a lot, aren't we?
I didn't want to. play the
You're
song.
mad about that? Are you more mad about that than Jen?
No, I just want Matthew
That'd
to be
be
proud
weird.
of me for something. But so I'm trying to think. Like, I obviously, like, how would you get your book on like the bestseller list? Like, is there how many
I would
copies you have to
imagine by
sell?
some-
Or
There's
lot of
math.
copies.
there's math.
There's
okay.
math. There's lots of math.
Now, obviously, are your books doing very well?
Well, they've published 3 of them so far, so.
That's what I was
The
thinking.
first one had to do well enough for the second one to get published, and the second one had to do well enough for the third one to get
Not
published.
necessarily. I mean, I've had 8 books published, and they're all horrible. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So do you
Produce
guys
them.
know
No.
what steampunk is?
yes, it's
I'm vaguely aware.
I have a general idea of what it is, and that's more visual.
I've mostly just experienced steampunk in the actual like physical prop world. Like I've seen some stuff that I'm like, oh, that's really cool looking. I like how it's got like gears and stuff and like an LED display. Like that's cool.
Well,
but
I believe the concept of steampunk, and of course, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I always tell people, call me out if I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
But my intention is, instead of going with, they went with steam power instead of going with, is it gas? So they went with steam power for everything. So everything works on steam. So instead of like, I guess a car working on gasoline, it'd be steam powered car.
Do they still listen to like TSOL and Misfits and stuff like that?
Yeah, if it's steam powered. No,
steam powered.
So yeah, I actually do have steam powered flying cars.
Yes. So
is this her car?
Now, did you? Now, are
no,
you?
That's a blimp.
That's
Yeah, that would be.
I'm pretty sure that's a blimp.
Now, the question I have now: Did
there's
you
crashing in the next one? I didn't know.
Yes.
Whoa!
There's
Spoilers! Good
There's
gosh!
Explosions in book 2. Less kissing,
It's
more
on the
explosions.
cover.
Wait.
Less kissing, more
You
explosions?
almost
Yeah,
sold
in
me.
book 2.
You almost sold me, and then you said less kissing. I was like, but I want kissing and explosions.
Well, and then there's book 3. Book 3 is the book where everyone gets some. So, and there's explosions and cake. But cake was harmed in the making of book 3. So.
Oh, not cool.
not cool, bro.
I know. I had to go and explode.
But there's going to
the
be cake at the signing tomorrow, correct?
Actually, yes. My mother made 100 and something cupcakes today.
So be one of the
there's
first
no
100
cake is
people
a
through
lie.
the door, is what she's saying. The cake is not a lie. The cake is real.
The cake is real.
What I was going to ask
I
now:
understand where you're going
did
with
you
that.
already have
I got that reference.
familiarity with steampunk, or did you have to actually go and research a bunch of stuff?
Well, I was aware of steampunk, but I didn't know what it was called. I read a lot of books that were steampunk, Tim Powers, James Blaylock, and I didn't realize that A, there was a name for it and was called steampunk, and B, clothes came with it. So I actually discovered steampunk when I was looking for a new ball gown to wear to the Charles Dickens ball, which is a Victorian ball where all the women wear the Victorian dresses and the men wear the traditional Victorian suits, and everyone dances the waltz and other Victorian dances. And all the dresses I liked said steampunk. So I had to Google steampunk, and I go, ooh, I know what that is. I like that. And I was already writing, and so I wrote a steampunk story before I wrote Innocent Darkness, and then I wrote Innocent Darkness, and I really enjoy it, and it's fun to see how much the genre is changing and how many more authors are writing steampunk nowadays and all the neat things people are putting in it. There's a lot of mashups. Like I write steampunk fairies, and that's not traditional, but the Victorian era was obsessed with fairies. There were major figures who... There were major people who thought they talked to fairies and that fairies were real. So I feel like that was a good
Oh, they're very
interception.
real.
Yeah. But
I don't know why this video has so much stuff before this.
So you actually had to do a bunch of research, not a bunch of research, but a little bit of research of steampunk, and also probably like the fairy lore, and actually decide, do I want to stick with the fairy lore? Do I want to make it my own twist? Kind of like what Twilight did with the vampires. Bullshit. But
Stop.
He really, really hates that.
I do.
You know what? My biggest problem with that was not the vampire thing, because honestly, I don't give a flying leap about vampires, so it doesn't bother me.
But you don't like the vampire.
What I didn't like was that the
don't talk
story,
like that
the
anymore.
love story was just
they
so
very
awful. It was just not good.
Hey,
you know what? It's great that you're not their target audience.
It's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
fantastic.
It
Perfect.
doesn't matter if you
But my wife is not their target audience either, and she loves the shit out of those
Yeah.
things. So I don't get that either.
And we love Amy too.
Well, no, I'll say, you know what? You want to give vampires a different twist, that's fine. You want to give werewolves a different twist. The biggest problem I had with the entire Twilight, this is very simple.
Please tell us.
You have Bella, who is played by Kristen Stewart in the movies. Now, I'm guessing the book version of her is probably way more attractive, but you're sitting there going like, okay, really? You can't choose between Edward and Jacob.
So you got one guy who looks like he's got hit in the
You
face
got one
with a
guy
shovel.
who looks like he has lupus.
The other guy looks like he's an alpaca. I'm not sure how you make the choice here.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, young girls get conflicted.
No, they shouldn't. It's like he's got a job and he's built. You just run around in the forest. I'm in love with the forest guy. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. You need job security, ladies. Come on.
I only saw the first one.
I only saw the third one, and I'm still like...
I've only seen bits and pieces of all of them. unfortunately.
I didn't think the first
no
one
more
was
than
bad.
10 minutes of any of
No,
them.
I walked out and I was entertained. I was that baseball scene was pretty cool.
I think the first one was the only good one. Now, if someone approached you after you release the fourth novel, they're like, we want to make your book series into a movie. Are you on board with that? Or you're like, no.
My husband works in the movie industry. I think it would actually be really cool, but I know that a lot of times a book is optioned and nothing ever happens with it. I mean, I know how the industry works.
Yes.
I'd be like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. Show me the money.
No, that's I
I'm
understand
a little
that.
jaded. I live in LA. You know?
No, I get that because a lot of times people will just buy a property and then just sit on it, and then that person leaves that company, and another guy comes in and they're like, "We're not doing this."
Yeah,
I understand.
What the heck is this?
Yeah, this is stuff I did have to learn because I'm like, yeah, I could do a shit ton of pilots, but none of them will be picked up. Now, say everything goes in the way you want to, someone picks it up, they want to do it, everything's going great, and now do you have when you write, do you have like an actor in mind that you would like them to play, or an actress you would like them to play, or do you just be like, you know what, I want to start fresh, I want just people who aren't big yet, I just want new people?
You know what? I mean, the actors grow up so fast that the person who I envisioned as a 16-year-old when I wrote the book in 2009 isn't 16 anymore.
That's true.
That doesn't matter.
I can play a 16-year-old though.
You know, I don't pay much attention.
Okay.
You know.
I wasn't
it's
sure.
not something the author would probably have a lot in hand. Some authors get to.
No, you probably wouldn't get to choose, but if you could, is there anybody in particular that you could think of off the top of your head that would make a perfect X character in any of your books? Is there any one character that you've got that you'd be like, this person would be the one?
I'm going to be lame and say no.
Okay, no, you're fine. No, because I just asked because
Can there be a place for James Spader? That's all I want. Just put James Spader in your movie, and I'll watch it. I don't even care.
Actually, you know what? I think he'd make a great evil Uncle Brogan.
Boom. All right, Hollywood.
So
your move now.
I was beaten out.
Uncle Brogan, James Spader. You can be somebody else. You can be that guy you were reading a minute ago.
Kevin
that wasn't
Silver.
him, right?
You want me to be Kevin Silver?
That wasn't the same guy.
Kevin Silver? No, because I always ask that because every time I always talk about, like, I've had a couple of ideas to write a sitcom or like a TV show, and like people are like, oh, who's going to be cast as who? And I already I already said my father. I want Larry Miller, the comedian. And then like people are like, what about your brother Kyle? I'm like, Jason Segel. Like I already have like people in mind because I'm already like in the fact I'm like, I know my dad and my brother, they can't act. So
is this to play the main character? Are we like asking who would play the main character?
Well, I'm just saying, like, did she have anybody envisioned for any characters when you start like writing them? Why did you find somebody that you think would play the main character?
I look at her and there's this actress.
Who do you see?
Stephanie Leondis.
Never heard the name, but
she's on the show Defiance on Sci-Fi.
I want to start watching that, but I haven't yet because it's got that one girl I like from Dexter and Warehouse 13. I can't remember her name.
That's what she looks like.
Who's it?
Yeah, she's pretty.
But
that's not the one that I'm thinking of, but it's the other one.
Yeah.
You know who I'm thinking of, right? The English Lady Vampire from Dexter. You know who I'm talking about, right? You guys? Dexter fans?
Wait,
anybody?
the one to play the sister or
no?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'd have to.
When did she show
up? She was
up?
in Warehouse 13.
I've not seen Warehouse 13 yet.
She was in one season of Dexter where she ended up. Well, spoiler alert, but he ended up having to kill her.
Oh, the one that he had it was the like he was going
He's
there.
He's killed a lot of people. That's not really much.
No, I know what you're talking. You're talking about when he has to go to like the counseling.
No, I don't.
It wasn't like everyone thought.
Do you know her name?
Is it not? Okay, what season of Dexter?
Jamie something, maybe? She's like best friends with the girl who played Rita. Like the actress, like those two actresses are like best friends.
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember.
That really tells you a lot, right?
Well, I haven't seen
their
that's what I'm saying.
interpersonal relationship.
I haven't seen the last two seasons of Dexter, so she's before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I'm asking about because there's that
she's
point.
Like
Jamie Murray.
Yes, Jamie Murray. Everybody.
Okay,
Matt knows.
That's what I was asking. Was she the one that Dexter goes to? Like I forget, like a meth. Like he went to go for like drug rehab, and he's sitting there with everybody going like, and he's trying to.
Yes. I believe it is.
Like he's talking. He's like, I can get everything out, even though I'm talking about I murdered people. Instead, everyone thinks I'm talking about drugs.
Yes, I believe that is the case.
He's the one that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jamie Murray.
It takes me a while.
Like Matt said.
Takes me a while to get to point A to point B.
It took me even longer, so it's okay.
Defiant. I like it, man. Season 2 just ended.
All right. I actually, at one point, had season 1 all loaded up, ready to go, and then I clicked the wrong button on my computer, and it went away, so I need to
And he downloaded Strange Sex. So
Yeah, instead, I was like, well, Real Sex 43 and a half? Okay.
I'm not going to watch it.
it's like, it's already downloaded.
So I guess none of you watch Outlander.
Actually, I've seen a few bits and pieces of episodes because my wife watches it. It seems interesting. It didn't grab me right away. Like I started watching the very beginning, and it was like I was like watching for about 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, what's going on Facebook? Oh, maybe I could play some Hearthstone right now, and then I lost it. So
Do you like that show?
It didn't grab my attention, but it did seem like it would be kind of interesting.
I liked the books too.
No, it's based off books.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that show still running?
Yes.
It just started. It's only like 5 episodes in.
Is it on Sci-Fi?
What?
No, it's on Stars, I think.
Oh, so okay, I can't watch it then.
Oh,
I don't have cable.
You can if you want to. I'm just telling you.
No, Eric.
There's ways.
Eric,
There's ways.
Eric, if you want me to watch shows, you have to give them to me.
That's what I'm saying. There's ways.
Because you tried to give me Spider-Man 2 and I couldn't see it.
Well, that was your fault.
What's that show about?
It's about a woman from post-World War II who falls through the standing stones in Scotland into the 1700s where there are Highlanders and guys in kilts and stuff.
Cool. It's on Stars?
Now when you say,
but if you want to watch it, I can make it happen.
now when you say,
Stars.
yeah, he has Stars.
Well, then never
yeah,
mind.
He's the one that told us about, what was it, Black Flag?
Yeah,
What?
Black
Okay.
Flag.
Not the band, the show.
Yeah.
You mean the stuff in the can that you can spray to kill the eggs?
No. He told me, you were talking about it. You were saying
Black
it was a pirate
It's
show.
the one about pirates.
Yeah.
Which I think got
How
canceled.
did I forget
did
about
it?
that?
I
Oh,
don't know.
never mind then. It got canceled.
Wait, I'm trying to remember now. Was Eric even here for that?
I'm wondering because I'm like,
maybe not.
Because you're the one that told us, it's like they bring the guy into the room and there's a woman there. He's like, "You're not Blackbeard," and she lifts up your skirt. And you're just like, "Damn!"
Yeah, I started cracking up.
Like,
I was
that
like,
sold me.
oh, we understand why they call you Blackbeard.
Yeah.
now I want to watch this show. Black Flag, it's called?
Black Flag,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to be looking that up.
Now I totally forgot what I was trying to say.
I don't know either.
I got distracted by Stars.
You got distracted by Blackbeard.
I always get distracted by Blackbeards. Not gonna lie.
Things got weird. Now, I did have a question for you, seriously. With the whole publishing thing. No, seriously, for real.
When you say that, it sounds like everything I've asked her was just bullshit.
No, I said I have a question. You asked a bunch of great questions. I was like, well, I didn't
Yeah,
get
I
any of
have
that
to.
crap.
I have to carry the show sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, especially when
Just
I don't
like
show up
last
for
week.
random reasons.
Ladies, come on.
Wow, ouch. You cut me deep, Matthew. That's not pro life at all.
Okay. Can
You're kind of being a dick.
Please ask your question. I'm intrigued.
I was curious, with all that you've been through with the whole publishing situation, you discussed how long it took to get things published. With so many authors going the self-publishing route now, especially with Amazon being able to throw it out there basically everywhere. I've talked to several people who have written books and just thrown them out there, and obviously they're not making a ton of money, but they're out there. How do you feel about that whole phenomenon as far as the self-publishing era that's kind of come into fruition recently?
I really appreciate self-publishing. I think it can be a great venue for the right kind of book. I have some friends who've done really well as self-published authors. I've got some friends that have put their books up and have not made enough money to cover the cost of their covers and editors. It all sort of depends. I also have a lot of friends that are hybrid authors, which means that they are traditionally published, but they also self-publish books, and they may also have books in both, with the big five and with indie presses. And really, that's kind of, I think, where things are going, because as an author, you have to diversify now. You have to be willing to figure out what is going to be the best venue for your book. And the book that you write right now may not be a book that the big five is interested in right now. It might do better at a small press, or it might do better with self-publish, where you may have in the past had to sit on that book for a few years until the market was ready for it. So, self-publishing, if you that's what you want to do, go for it.
Awesome.
That's really
I've heard a lot of big authors
that's the first time I've
talking
ever
about
heard
like,
of
oh, I hate this. It's so easy now. And I'm like, well, but it's not like they're doing as much as you. So it's like, why are you complaining?
And it's not easy. I mean, really, you have to do it right, just like anything else. You need to have a professional looking cover.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have professional editing. People complain, oh, well, self-published books aren't edited well. Well, I mean, my friends who do it and are doing well have hired professional editors. They treat it just like they would any other manuscript, only instead of your publishing house paying for the copy editing and the cover, you're paying for it.
Right.
But it's really the same steps. It's really the same process.
It's really interesting to hear that because, I mean, if you look at the music industry, it's kind of like that. You have all your big major labels, and then you have all these smaller, like, indie labels out there. So kind of like we said, you have the big five, and then you have the indie ones. The same with film and stuff now. You know, you have your major major studios, and then a lot of people are doing their own independent movies, and like that's really starting to. I'm sure. I know it's been happening a lot more, but now you see all these like smaller, even here in Phoenix, these little film festivals that are popping up, so people can showcase their stuff. So it's just interesting I never even thought about the world of writing and publishing, that it would be that much more similar in a way.
Now,
it's pretty cool.
A question I have, I was just thinking about this, not only of movies or anything like that. Now, has anybody, like, if it came to be somebody was all like, hey, I want to do a graphic novel of like maybe a story from your book, or like a not saying like it has to do anything, like it has to be another chapter, but not using the characters. I'm saying like maybe it's like a prequel, like a graphic novel, or it's like a side story or anything. Has anybody approached you on that? They're just like, I really like your books. I've been drawing a lot of characters. I've been coming up with all this kind of stuff. Or is that something that you're just like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just print, so fuck off.
Nobody's ever approached me, but I would love these books to be graphic novels, or to have other stories from this world be graphic novels. I mean, I used to read a lot of comics when I was a teenager, and I think it would be really neat.
Okay.
My daughter's a big graphic novel fan. I think she reads more graphic novels than she does actual books.
What is she into?
She likes Baby Mouse.
Baby Mouse.
And Cleopatra in Space, and Zeta the Space Girl. And a Squish.
Now, how do you feel about, like, how old is she?
She's 10.
She's 10. Okay. So not yet. I would recommend some great graphic novels when she hits a certain age. Definitely she should read Watchmen. I would have to say probably at 18 or 17. I would say probably when she hits 15, a great graphic novel is probably Batman Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. And another one, Batman, is
Jumping
Hush.
right to the Miller, huh?
Oh, dude, Frank Miller, come on.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I would say Hush. I forget who Jim Lee draws it. I forget who writes it. And also, a really good one is actually written by Frank Miller again, but drawn by Jim Lee. All-Star Batman and Robin. She's really into graphic novels. I don't know how she feels about superheroes, though.
She likes superheroes, but she likes the girls. Let's have more superhero girls.
No.
I girls.
I totally agree.
More
like,
women in comics.
I will say, no, she would. Okay, you know what? She probably would like Hush. Hush has a really good story between Batman and Catwoman, and shows a lot of great dynamic between Catwoman in that one. So I highly recommend that one if she's into the girls. Any Batgirl comics, especially the new 52s that's come out, totally get her into those. Those are great. Probably Batwoman. Oh, maybe not Batwoman. How do you feel about homosexuality?
Yeah. How are you with the gays?
No,
let's just ask that.
No,
let's just ask that right now.
Batwoman is a lesbian.
Okay, so let's just say I have a project that we have been working on where there are two dads. So, we're...
Okay, then you're fine.
So cool.
Okay. No, I'm just... You never know. You'll throw that out there. You'll make her read
like,
it.
I live in Los Angeles.
And next thing you know...
You lost me at the gays.
You'll come battering my Twitter with, you asshole. I hate gays or something.
I live in Los Angeles. We like everybody.
That's fine. No, that's what I'm just saying. Well, there was a controversy that happened with the Batwoman comic, is that they wanted to have Batgirl get married to her longtime girlfriend. They were like, we can't do this. And they're like, why? You have something against gay marriage? And DC comes out and goes, we have nothing against gay marriage.
It's just not happening in our book because we don't want to deal with that.
This is their idea. They were like, we just feel like a superhero can't be tied down. I'm all like, because then it feels like, and I'm sitting there looking at them going like, you do realize a superhero is supposed to have conflict. So like if her girlfriend has no idea she's Batwoman, that's going to create like more drama and everything like that, because now she has to be like...
DC just seems really...
Well, this is what I love. DC...
They seem almost too careful about everything.
Well, this is the thing.
What the hell?
Well, this is the thing with DC. DC came out and yelled at, like, they were like, uh-oh, Marvel's having their first gay wedding. We need to have a gay wedding. Let's grab a Green Lantern and make him gay now. Like, out of nowhere. Like, don't get me wrong.
Random Green Lantern.
I'm all for Green Lantern being gay. Heck, I'm all for Superman being gay. I'm all for Wonder Woman being a lesbian. No problem whatsoever. But DC won't jump on anything unless someone does it first. They're like, well, we don't want to see, like, we're bitter about shit. So, Green Lantern's dead.
Well, DC is also the one who's like, oh, yeah, everybody's railing for a Wonder Woman movie or something like that. And they're like, no, we don't think we can make that work. We don't think we can make that work. Marvel's like, here, have a talking tree and a raccoon with guns. It's cool. We'll do this. And what do? They make $1 bazillion off of it. So I think if they actually put some time and effort into it, they could make it fucking work.
No, I will say this. DC has a problem. DC, this is what I don't get with DC. Like, Marvel...
He's like, we have Batman, though.
Well, no. Marvel has, like, everything, okay? Marvel... But the problem with Marvel is everything is attached to a different studio.
Yeah.
So they're like, we can't have Spider-Man here.
Because Marvel,
we can't have
at
X-Men
one point
here.
in their history, sold off all their rights to a bunch of different people.
DC, on the other hand, Warner Brother owns everything, and they're going so cautious with it. We're looking at them going like, you could literally just have Batman be like, I hate Green Lantern in a movie, and we all flip the fuck out because we're like, it's all part of the same universe. Like, you have no reason to be like, oh, we can't have Green Lantern in this movie because it's owned by us.
The one thing DC has been fairly decent of recently is the TV. On the TV side, they've been pretty good.
I'm curious though about DC with the TV because they're not giving it all to the CW. They're like
no,
Gotham,
they're parting it out. They're parting it out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Gotham's on Fox. Then they just announced.
God, that looks so good.
They just announced Teen Titans going to be on TNT, and I'm like, do you really want to spread your shit out on different networks?
I think they're playing the field and seeing what works. I think Flash is coming to
first
CW,
off,
right?
I'm playing the field and nothing's
Flash was
working.
CW.
Yeah, Flash is staying
CW.
because they're tying that in with Arrow. So they're tying those two together.
Which sucks though, because now I have to watch Arrow. Because Kyle,
it's good, dude. You're gonna like it.
Because Kyle and I came up with an idea that we're going to actually now talk about stuff coming on Longbox Cast.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be like, we have to watch an episode and be like, what do we like about it? What we didn't like about it. I'm like, fuck, now I have to watch Arrow. I hate
You're
Arrow.
gonna like it.
I really hate Arrow.
You listened to, like, you got upset about one voice, and yes, I will tell you, especially the first season, but even leading into the second season, the voices kind of sucked. Like, some of the voices still bug me.
No.
His sister's voice bugs the fuck out of me. Like, seriously. I'm like, stop talking.
It has nothing to, like, look,
shut up.
I got over the voices with Arrow, but like everyone's like, you got to give it a chance. I'm like, I'm 8 episodes in.
And
I'm
give it a better
not
chance.
enjoying it.
Season 2.
Like, I saw the trailer for Flash, and I'm like, I'm on board. Yeah. I'm on board with Flash. Which, by the way, you're casting for Alan Barry in the or Barry Allen in the movie Flash right here, buddy.
All right, go for it.
Hey,
apply for that. Go audition.
I already called it, dude. Okay, look. You do the first Flash movie. You do the second Flash movie. The third Flash movie should be Flash Point Paradox. And guess who you hired as the Reverse Flash, the evil Flash?
There's
Bryan Cranston.
Flash? Oh, no. You know what? I was I finally watched Godzilla.
You disappointed?
Yeah, I was disappointed in Cranston's performance. I was expecting Breaking Bad Cranston, and instead I got Malcolm in the Middle Cranston. I was like,
this is what I said.
Here?
This is what I think Matthew and everybody said when we saw the movie. I go, Godzilla is a good monster film.
No, it was a fun movie.
I go, remove.
It was a fun movie.
I go, remove 45 minutes of humans.
Yeah, there was not enough monsters in that monster movie, and the part that was there was kind of disappointing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun flick, but yeah, I was a little bit let down.
We really got off track from her books.
What about you?
Yeah, I was about to say we might want to cut to break.
The last movie I saw was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yay, nay?
I liked it. My daughter and I went and saw it. It was great.
Okay, now, did you guys have any reference? Like, did you guys know what Guardians of the Galaxy was, or did you just kind of went in going, it's a Marvel film, we'll jump in?
We went and saw it because they advertised the heck out of it on the Disney Channel. Because, Disney, Marvel,
yeah.
So
they're really playing that much.
I will say this, though. First Disney movie I know of that someone gives the finger and says shit and almost says fuck.
Almost.
We need more Disney princesses with who are badass like that.
Yes.
That's what.
I'm really hoping. I really want to see a lot more Gamora and a lot more Nebula in Guardians 2.
Well, that's
what I want.
Kyle,
and not just because Karen Gillan. I mean, a lot because Karen Gillan.
Okay, look,
but not just because.
Look,
not just because.
I love redheads. Even her as bald.
Bald and blue. I'm like, I know she's a redhead at some point.
No, I'm sitting there going like, I don't even care. I'd hit that. Don't even care. She's probably very offended.
Half-robotic, very evil, blue, bald.
Oh, dude. When that thing happened with her hand, she's just like, I was like, oh, dude.
I feel like that's so hot.
Stop.
Yeah. So hey, Matt,
Yes.
did you have some music for us to take a break?
Sure.
Why don't we go ahead and take a break?
Okay.
And maybe regroup, come back,
Let's
be a little bit more on point.
He's like, why did I ever come back from
You're
vacation?
like, now I remember why I left.
He's like, yeah, my new job is another podcast. Fuck off.
No.
And we're just like spinning tops over here, evidently, according to Matt.
Yep.
Just
or
keep
like
going
the Energized
and
Bunny. You guys just keep on going.
Sorry, I apologize.
It's okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I can put you on at any time.
Matthew was
Just let
born
me
ready.
know.
And we are good.
All right. I got nothing. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Beautiful.
In the works, you know, you gotta step up your game to make it to the top. So go. Got a little competition, no, you're gonna find it hard to cope with living on your own. Let's make this happen, go. We're gonna show the world that something good can work and it can work for you, and you know that it will. Let's get this started, go. We're moving up, it's been a lot to change. We'll always get what you want. You know you gotta step up your game to make it to the top, so go. Got a little competition, no, you're gonna find it hard to cope with living on your own. Let's make this happen, go. We're gonna show the world that something good can work and it can work for you, and you know that it will. Let's get this started, go. Moving up, it's been a lot to change, but you'll always get what you want. It took a little time to make a little better. It's only going up, just one thing then another. You know. It took a little time to make a little better. It's only going up, just one thing then another. You know. Let's make this happen, girl. We're gonna show the world that something good can work and it can work for you, and you know that it will. Let's get this started, girl. Moving up, it's been a lot to change. You'll always get what you want. me what you come here for. Well, an F-09 and F-05, they're taking me down as a prisoner's right. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I wanna disappear. When I feel kind of pain and I want to stress, pass it off on a ability. Well, you got what you want, what you never knew. Perfect fit for me to you. Yeah, yeah, sometimes I wanna disappear. Never knew that I could find what the phone to realize. No longer to compromise. Yeah, I'm scared, but I'll disappear. Running around before I pull the heat. Like it's on my right to rest. I know that you want it. But it goes in the sea. On vulnerabilities. Yeah, I know I'm beside it. That's what I'm feeling. I know I don't mind it.
Focus on your ability. Focus on your ability. Gotta focus on your ability. Focus on your ability. Again, again, what I want to steal. Again, again, what I want to steal. And again, again, what I want to steal. Again, again, what I want to steal.
Dolly used to come from me to promise to get well. I've been working thinking that you're no good. Don't worry, cause I'm not the kind of kiss and tell. Dahlias and cherry trees, I don't recall them anyway. Some lovers know it ain't gonna wear out. Two witches on the same. Look what you wasted. When the lights are coming out and I come down in your room, I daily compromise and it's written in your sign I'm instead. And when the lights are coming out and I come down in your room, well, the sign is always here is your sign I'm instead. Stop the photo, not to heat it up. The question is plain as a propeller in the middle of the course when ambitions are low. Head on close, hang on before you lose control. Be up to go logo, how to rip it up. Semaphore message on the lips. Some lovers know it ain't gonna wear out. Two witches on the same.
your home. I daily compromise it is written in your sign our mistakes. And when the lights are coming out and I come down in your room, well, the sun is always here is your sign our mistakes. When the lights are cutting out and I come down in your room, our daily compromise it is written in your sign our mistakes. And when the lights are cutting out and I come down in your room, well, the sun is always here is your sign our mistakes.
left side. I know the time.
wanted, everything you needed. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed. I said, damn, how I did. I was fighting hard to breathe. I said, damn, how I did. I was fighting hard to breathe. I said, damn, how I did. I was fighting hard to breathe. I said, damn, how I did. I was fighting hard to breathe. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed. I could have given you everything you wanted, everything you needed.
Stuff was like going on. Are we back?
And we are back. Thanks everybody for hanging out during the break, listening to some tunes from the Fro Man. Looking forward to another episode of the Fro Show. Hopefully coming soon. You got another episode in you coming up soon.
Yeah, just
Awesome.
I will have to say this. Matthew will be happy. It looks like Sable Switch and Dixie Tracy will be
Yes.
joining the network. They're still working on a name for their podcast.
That's
but
cool.
It looks
The
like they're
Dixon
going
Switch Show. I told you. It's easy,
I
it's
don't know.
done.
She was, but I
Switching
ran
Dixon
into
Switch.
Sable at a karaoke party,
Oh yeah.
which the
random.
first time in my life I did karaoke.
What'd you sing?
I
you sing?
sang "Kyle's Mom is a Big Fat Bitch,"
Oh,
That's
okay.
Eric
Oh, that's
Carmen.
good. That's good. That's a fun song though.
but I'm going to say this. She brought a friend. Now she said friend,
Uh-huh.
and I'm thinking, all right, this is probably somebody you're seeing or whatnot. I don't think so. But her friend, not gonna lie, pretty attractive, and a blonde, which I'm really not into because everyone knows me. I'm into redheads, but I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of.
You're like, but
No.
On the other hand,
no, because then right off the bat
Kinda
she was
fucking
all like,
desperate right now.
no, I wasn't desperate. Right off the bat, she was all like, "You're pretty." She called me pretty, and this is
so you're like, she's blonde, but she has bad taste, so it's cool.
No,
I mean,
but this is what I'm saying. This is me at my worst.
Well, that's cool. I like Sable.
No, I love
Sable
Sable.
is really cool. And we love having her on the
we
show.
got a lot
Yeah,
of.
how did that go for you?
It was fantastic.
I'm sorry, Suzanne. I'm just gonna.
Oh no!
Sorry, I
Yeah,
just needed
no.
to-
Actually, that show went very well. Nothing like the previous time that she was here. I don't know what things
So you guys-
things just got cross-wired that time
Well,
or something.
I-
but this
You guys-
last
you
episode was
guys are friends
fantastic.
now?
Yeah, it was
No,
great.
I apologize for that show because that was a show that literally the day before my ex broke up with
Yeah.
me, and I
No,
was
it's-
not feeling it.
Good.
Yeah, that was what was weird. Was like I left that show with the feeling that Sable hated me personally for some reason. Like that's how I felt. And then like she hit me up on Facebook and she's like, "Yeah, the last show was kind of weird because Steven had just broken up with his girlfriend. He's kind of down." I'm like, "Oh, she's putting it on him, not on me." So I'm
I
like,
am the scapegoat.
But I guess during the episode, it was coming. Like I felt it was coming to me, so I was just like, "What the?" But no, she was totally cool, and her and Dixie came on, and we had a great show. And
Dixie's hat.
they're talking about, "Oh, that hat was amazing."
Oh, my
I think
God.
it's called a headpiece.
This is
or
the
something.
worst part ever, though. Like Dixie and I hit it off on so many levels, and I'm just all like, "Why is she married?" Like seriously, like
You know,
no,
she's like a
literally,
fucking rocket scientist, like
Yeah,
in real
I know
life.
that, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
no.
she told us about
her
that.
and I have the
last time
same
she-
belt.
Oh, that's fun.
I saw her belt. I was like, "Does that reverse into white?" She goes, "Yes, it does." I go, "I own that same belt."
So they're gonna.
Yeah, they want to do a show on the network. They might just do like a month Lee show. I don't know if they want to expand it, but she said she's still working on they're working on a name right now. But I told her because like Dixie is so like Sable to me, like she even knows she's the straight woman, which is funny to say. But she is like,
it's ironic. It's ironic, really, is what it is.
The straight man, and like Dixie just goes off on this word. Like halfway, like during the show, I'm just like, I want to paint you, Dixie. I want to paint you.
Well, that's
now,
cool. I'm excited. So
yeah, I'm excited too.
Okay.
Like, yeah, she hit me up on the after the karaoke thing, going like, I'm still working on a name. I'm like, look, take as much time as you need, and we'll get to it. So, but yes.
Now, we did have a socially awkward question of the week, but before we get to the question, we did have actually a question legitimately for reals in the chat room. Aaron, part of the Starfleet Escape podcast here on the 4i Radio Network. Check them out every other Monday on the Mondays that doesn't have a Her Majesty's Secret podcast.
I wouldn't. He's just going to be like Jeff Goldblum and steal the Jurassic Park song, son of a bitch.
Aaron actually had a question for our guest.
What?
He asked specifically, do you really get a handle on the demographics of your readership? Do you get to kind of see any statistics on that kind of thing? He asked specifically if you think your readership is more down the middle, or does it lean more female or male?
Well, it's really interesting. I can only judge my demographic by who shows up at my events and my signings, and who sends me letters and who sends me the tweets and the Instagrams and those sorts of things. And I have a lot of teenage girl fans, but that's the demographic I write for. I write for 16-year-old girls. If too many 30-something-year-old guys like my books, I might be doing something wrong.
Fucking bronies.
I was going to read them, but now, gosh. No,
well, you can give them to your wife. And
evidently, because she likes everything you like, so
and
she'd probably love them.
You know what? She can read them to you.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
And I do have a lot of adult female fans because there are a lot of adult women who read young adult books, which is awesome. However, I have this entire contingent of preteen boy fans, which is really interesting. So
I'm not going to lie. It's the cover art. But anyways.
Well, actually, before...
here's what happens. The cover art draws them in. They say, hey, look at these bare arms. Those are sexy. And then...
What is this, the 1950s? I'll say. She's showing
like, oh, my goodness, look at those arms.
Well, to tell you a funny story, though, when I was first doing... when I first got this, one of the notes was, well, the artist will make her look more mature. And I go to my agent, I go, well, what does that mean? She goes, well, I think they're going to make her boobs bigger.
Yeah.
Now,
that's probably
now.
What
Do you know what size they made her boobs bigger?
I don't.
So wait, now did they?
I will say
in
this.
In fact, okay, so they were smaller.
I will say this: no more than a handful.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just...
Come on.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Dude,
is
Matt,
the guys, like,
on.
they see the cover, they go,
You know
okay, I'm going to check this out. And then they read it, and then they get hooked, and they want to read the rest of them.
Now, you did mention that you get emails, tweets, and everything like that. So why not promote you a little bit more? What is your Twitter?
It's at Suzanne Lazear, my full name. That's what I am on pretty much everything on Instagram, Facebook. On Tumblr, it's Runs with Bustles because I had to be a little different.
Yes. Now, do you have a Facebook page for the book?
I do. I have an Aether Chronicles series Facebook page, but then I also have my author Facebook page.
Okay. I would say go ahead right now if you're listening live, and then when you read this when it releases, when you listen to this when it releases as a...
When you read this podcast and listen to her books. Wait a minute.
Listen to her books. Go ahead, give her a like. Go ahead and follow her on Twitter and Facebook. I guarantee I'll find you on Twitter and I'll start following you. But yeah, no, go ahead and do that because social media is a huge thing. Go ahead and do that. And guess what? You're not doing anything anyways right now. I know exactly what you're doing right now. You're Aaron, and you're sitting there going like, I need to plan for my wedding. So you know what? Just go ahead and tweet. So
I'm on Pinterest as well.
You're on Pinterest as well.
I have a Pinterest. I don't use it, but I'm on it. Yeah.
Oh no, that's what I want to. Okay, I've been trying to figure this out.
That's right.
A lot of women have been like, I'm on Pinterest and stuff, but then like I'll bring this up to Patrick and his wife. His wife is all like, I'm on Pinterest, but Patrick checks it out every once in a while, and she says it like I'm all like, why are you saying it like that? Can guys not be on Pinterest? If a guy,
I'm on Pinterest.
Is it like a guy's
like
on
attached
Pinterest
to my
and you're all
Facebook,
like,
so.
You're gay. You're on Pinterest.
I know lots of guys on Pinterest.
Okay,
I post
thank you.
when I first signed up for it. I posted like a bunch of like random like memes and funny pictures and stuff, and then I like forgot about it. And like every now and then I'll get a message like your Facebook friend such as like just recently Joshua, who was your co-host, Joshua from Concal,
Which, by the
from
way,
Constantly Calibrating
as a
podcast.
sugar mama.
He like just recently, just the other day, it like popped up like your Facebook friend Joshua is following you on Pinterest. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot I have a Pinterest.
No, I'm just curious because it's just weird to me that like Amy, Patrick's wife, on
He's
like
married to an
Tukey.
Amy too.
Yeah, he's Amy too.
Spooky.
Oh yeah. But she's all like, I'm on Pinterest, but Patrick checks it out. But like how she says it, it's not like, are you trying to say like he's not gay? Like I didn't even put
but he just checked it out. It's totally cool.
I'm like sitting there
Totally
thinking like
normal.
I'm like, do you even know? I'm like, I have a gay, or I had a gay uncle and realized because he passed away. It's so weird to say
damn.
that. Well, it's a while ago.
Sorry
Don't
for
worry.
your loss.
No, it's so weird because I always have to say I can't say I have a gay uncle. Could be like, well, how is he
I had
doing?
a Pornhound uncle.
Well,
So, you know.
I think everybody's uncle's that if they're not gay.
No, I mean like seriously.
But
like,
I'm looking at them going like,
mental
okay,
disorder
look,
problem.
it's all like I'm looking at people going like, do you really think I hate like certain people? Because I'm like, I'm open to everybody. Like, look, gays want to get married, I'm all for it. I'm like, go ahead, dude, be miserable like everybody else.
wow.
I have a question for Suzanne.
Go ahead, because I'm
Do it.
rambling.
So during the break, we were talking about just TV shows we watch and everything like that. So, and you brought up Game of Thrones, and we all are big Game of Thrones fans. So
we are.
You're all caught up.
No.
Oh no, my question was. Oh man, I can't
What
ask
was
my
the
question.
Spoiler
I
alert.
got, what was the last episode you saw?
Okay, I actually did see the season finale, but I didn't watch most of the season.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
Oh man.
but did you see the Mountain of the Viper?
No.
Oh,
I know.
I was
Oh my
so.
God, sorry.
I
you
would
didn't see
say
the,
this.
Did you see the Purple Wedding?
Yes.
Not the
Okay.
Red Wedding.
Not
the Purple
red
Wedding.
wedding. The purple wedding.
You
Oh,
did see the
dude,
purple.
I
You
could
didn't see
not-
the Red Wedding?
We got to that and I couldn't finish watching it.
Oh, it was
I
rough.
had to leave.
Okay,
It was
I'm
rough.
not gonna lie.
That one was
Red
crazy.
Wedding. My parents got it from the library. I'm watching on DVD. They were giving me discs because they're like, we need to finish it too, you know. So I get to that disc with the Red Wedding, which ends on disc 3, and then you have like 2 more episodes.
Yeah, there's
on
like
disc
1 or 2
4.
more episodes after.
So I
that.
finished disc 3, and that's the only one I have, and it's the Red Wedding. And I literally, right in the Facebook thing we have, I just typed to Eric and Matt going, Red Wedding. What the fuck? And I hit my mom up being like, I don't care if you're done with it. I'm coming over and I'm taking the rest of the DVD. I'm like, how do you end on an episode like that? Which sucks
amazing.
because my favorite episode in the new season where it just took place in one area with that huge battle. Favorite episode, but worst episode for me because my favorite character got killed off.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Though I will have to say, I was happy to see her naked.
Oh well.
there are a lot of boobs.
I can't ask you
I will
my
say that.
question,
Okay.
but that's
sorry.
okay. No,
Tell
it's
you
okay.
what.
But
get
you know
caught
what?
up and you're welcome back anytime.
Follow her on Twitter. She'll
did.
follow you back
I
on
did.
Twitter, and then you guys, once you're caught up on Game of Thrones, you can be like, "Hey Matt, I'm caught up on Game of Thrones. What was your question?"
Please ask me a question.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
God.
right now I'm getting caught up on Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I have
That's
to
right.
ask, how is that show? Because my parents are. You guys watch it?
I've watched bits and pieces because my wife and kid watch it.
Okay, you obviously are probably the hardcore fan at this one. Should I even bother? Should I even try? Should I even attempt?
Well, we're actually only about halfway through the first season.
Okay.
I don't watch a lot of TV when TV is on, so I have to always binge watch and catch up on things on Netflix.
Well, I don't have cable, so that's what I do.
But we're really enjoying it, my
Okay.
10-year-old and I. I am a sucker for fairy tales. I mean, I write steampunk fairy tales, so naturally a show about fairy tales is of interest.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with Disney movies, I'm all on board. So.
I could never get past. It was like that's Dr. Cameron. Stop it, Dr. Cameron. What are you doing?
Wait, she's in it?
Yeah, so I don't
will
know.
say this,
It
my
seemed like it was
least-
really, really well done. Like everything. Like I looked at it and I was like, "Hey, the production value on this show is off the charts." All right. It didn't grab me though. It's not one of those shows that grabbed me and like, "Hey, you need to watch this."
Now you just kind of, because the Dr. Cameron, like when
You
she
didn't
was
like
on-
Dr. Cameron?
Okay, when she was on House, hated her.
What?
My least favorite season
Oh.
of How I Met Your Mother is when she's on it.
I don't even remember her being on How I Met Your
Oh my
Mother,
God, she has
but
she has soap opera acting skills. She's on How I Met Your Mother.
I
She
actually
makes
really liked her character on House though. Like she
she
was the one
makes-
person who like
no,
she
the
like
girl,
got sucked into House's bullshit,
No,
but
no.
then like got out of it.
No,
it was
the
like
girl who
never mind.
replaces her on House.
Who 13? Oh, Olivia. Well, I mean that's Olivia Wilde. Come on, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do, but she won't allow it.
So
I'm probably very offended by.
I don't know too much about Once Upon a Time. Now they take pretty much all the different fairy tales,
All of them.
like the main characters,
All of them.
and they just
Pretty much all of them. Yeah.
they
And
throw them in this
including things
world,
like-
or
Like Dr. Frankenstein
Well-
and Hook and people who aren't necessarily fairy tales.
so
No.
they just make appearances, or they reference them a lot.
Well,
or,
No, they're main characters.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. She can vouch for this. What I think the concept of the show is it takes place in their original fairy tale world, and then
it's almost like a
something
bubble.
happened, and they end up in the real world, and they're trying to piece together like who these people were in that fairy tale world. So all of a sudden, like memories will start coming back to them while they're in the real world.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
the two storylines.
I'm the perfect Wikipedia page.
There's a storyline where they take place in our world and they don't remember
Full
who
of shit,
they
easily
were, but each one
editable?
is based on a fairy tale character, and then it
I
keeps
like that.
flashing back
First
to
name of
their
my comedy
story.
album.
And the whole thing is about breaking the curse, so everyone remembers who they are.
so there's a main villain.
There's an evil queen, of course.
Okay.
Is it man?
And
Who's the evil
she
queen?
Is so
From Snow White.
evil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And hot.
Damn.
Oh, the-
I
but
would have gone
evil
with Matt.
also.
I can't pronounce her name right now.
Oh,
'cause
that
Maleficent?
I know.
Yes.
Maleficent? What?
That-
I would have gone with her.
Who?
I thought she was like the evilest of all evil witches that I would have to think about like
But-
throughout the
But
entire.
the evil queen from Snow White has the magic mirror.
True. Okay. You win this round. You win this round.
All right. Well, we finally, for once, for forever, we did have an actual socially awkward question.
Well, apparently
of the
people
week.
just don't want to hear walk-in karaoke anymore. So.
Well, we'll do walking karaoke next week, or we can do walking karaoke after our guest has to leave. But we do want to get to the question of the week while she's still here.
Go ahead.
So, without further ado,
It's time for the socially awkward question of the week. Brought to you by
Raven Designs. Illustrate in designs that fit your personalities. For samples and inquiries, visit ravengrows.com.
Raven, we love you. If you want to see an example of Raven's amazing work, just visit any of our websites or social media pages. That logo, that 4-Eyed Radio logo, is her work. Also, visit comicare.org. That logo, also Raven's work.
No, and
some just amazing stuff.
And don't also visit those pages. Also check out, she did a t-shirt design for the next Assassin's Creed game that came out.
Yes.
Go
Designsbyhumans.com, is that what it is?
Yes. Go ahead
I'm
and
going to find the exact
vote.
link here.
Go ahead and vote for Raven's design because I saw this like in its working
It
stages.
is amazing, and I don't even know the games.
No,
and
and
I'm like,
sitting
this is a
there,
cool design.
No, I'm sitting there going like, I will buy that shirt.
Like, it's just a cool design, and I don't even know the games. Yes, it's designbyhumans.com. Go to designbyhumans.com/vote/detail/313222. If you don't remember that, we'll post it up on the webpage.
Go ahead and vote
But
for that for Raven because I
go
think
vote for
it's-
that.
It's phenomenal. Like
It's
literally,
beautiful.
it's like
It's beautiful.
she said it before I said it. She's like, I'm thinking about getting this as a tattoo. I'm like, you son of a bitch! I wanted to steal your design and get that tattoo. You shall not pass.
How dare you get a design of your own creation tattooed before I do?
Yeah, I know. Fuck you and your original work. I'm stealing it. But go ahead. What is the socially awkward?
So the
question of
socially
week?
awkward question of the week, we figured since we had an author in studio, we should talk about literary things and such. So we asked,
Literally.
and this might actually be a repeat question. I think we may have asked
I don't think we
something
have.
similar to this in the past, but whatever.
No.
We asked, who is your favorite literary character? So that means, for those of you who don't understand big words, that means any character from a book or series of books. Who is your favorite character?
How many answered Mr. Darcy?
We
wanna
actually.
So Sorry, I'm a big Austin Land fan. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but
we got no Darcys that I'm aware of. So
blasphemy.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
But we did get some responses over on our social media pages. First of all, on our Twitters, you can follow us at the Sasquatch Net, and we got from Cinema OTR. That's my good friend Ziggy, co-host of Her Majesty's Secret Podcast every other week right here on the 4-Eyed Radio Network.
What? I've never even heard of that.
I know
show.
it's completely James Bond 007 themed. Imagine that. We are the boys of bondage.
Bullshit.
We are.
You know what? I'd rather listen to an Austin Power podcast on the social media.
We very well might talk about the Austin Power. We've talked about other.
Don't.
We've talked
You
about
gotta
other
bring me in on that one.
parodies. In the past, we've talked about the 1967 Casino Royale.
Yeah, with Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. Yep. We've talked about that.
What did Ziggy say?
Ziggy said, Dracula. Bram Stoker et al. No question, he's first on the list. He did say runners-up include Sherlock Holmes, of course, and H.G. Wells when he pops up as a fictional character, which does happen occasionally. In fact, my personal favorite is his portrayal on Warehouse 13. We talked about that's who. What was the name again? Jamie something Jamie.
Jamie Murray.
Jamie Murray plays H.G. Wells as a female version of H.G. Wells. I think they called her Henrietta or something like that as the H on Warehouse 13.
Well, you know, H.G. Wells is one of the forefathers of steampunk.
Yeah.
H.G. Wells and Jules Verne.
So
they both sound hot.
when played by Jamie Murray, yes, absolutely. We got a response from @LittleCuteGirl86. That's Ashley, the better half of our good friend Aaron.
White chick, I'm disowned.
Thankfully, she did not. She said General Woundroot from Watership Down.
Oh, Watership Down.
Oh, see, I was hoping somebody
knew it.
It's a children's book, and
Okay.
it's an animated movie with rabbits, and it makes you cry. It's really sad.
Animated movies
All right.
with rabbits that make you
So,
cry.
Ashley, you are vindicated. Somebody
Sounds
in the
like my
room
last
knew what the
day.
hell you were talking about. Yeah, I responded to her. In fact, I was surprised she didn't say somebody from White Chicks, because that's always her answer. And
I do have a trivia thing for her as well.
All right, Ashley. Are you listening?
Ashley,
Pay
if
attention.
you did not know that one of the men from White Chicks, I believe, I'm probably going to get the name wrong, but is it Damian Wayne?
I don't fucking know.
David Wayans.
He was actually originally casted as Robin in Batman Forever, where Tim Burton was attached to the contract, but then after it fell through and Joel Schumacher took over, not only did he not lose anything, he got paid for he didn't have to act in it, got paid for everything, and every time that movie airs on TV network or is sold or anything, he gets money for it.
That movie airs?
Cool.
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah. So
For real?
Damian Wayne got a pretty...
They don't play that. Is it a joke when they play it?
I don't know, but
That's Batman and Robin,
he
right?
still makes money off of
man.
it, and he wasn't even in it.
cool.
I'm like, that's actually pretty good for not being in that bad of a movie.
You're like, I literally did nothing. I signed a contract one time, and every now and then I get a check. It's pretty awesome.
Val Kilmer?
Yeah, with the Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I had a huge debate about that, but we're not.
I
gonna
love
get into
Val
that.
Kilmer. I loved old Val Kilmer, and I love the new Val Kilmer that makes fun of old Val Kilmer. But
Did you see him at Groover?
yeah. He's so bad.
Gross
It's crazy.
hair.
But he's making fun of old Val Kilmer, which
Yeah.
is cool. I'm like, at least he recognizes. And I love The Saint. Val Kilmer and The Saint. Oh, that was a bad.
We'll say
movie.
this: your
I don't
book
care what
becomes
you
a
wanna
movie.
say.
Get Val Kilmer.
There you go.
He needs a comeback. You could
all
be
right.
like the Robbie Downey Jr., where you reboot his career.
Val Kilmer. I love Val Kilmer. The Iceman, man. Come on now. How can you hate the Iceman?
No, could Val Kilmer and James Spader be brothers?
They could be.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put it this way: you get Val
Yes.
Kilmer, I'll go ahead and be in your movie.
Val Kilmer and James Spader are brothers, and you're their best.
I'm their distant cousin, twice removed.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we did get some answers over on Facebook. If you follow us on Facebook.com/the SasquatchNet, you will be in on the joke. You will be able to see these fantastic posts we put up there. Larry Moore said, Corwin of the Amber series. Anybody familiar? Wow, even the author in the room says,
author doesn't
what?
know. I will say this: if the author doesn't know, it's shit.
Yeah. I would be willing to check it out because I know Larry. I think he's got good taste in stuff, so I would be willing to check it out to find out what's going on.
I will say this, Larry, if you change your name to Larry Miller, I'll check out your shit.
We got a response here from Pam Sweet, who said, this week it's Alex Cross, great character, again from cheesy literature. I'm not going to say that it's fantastic stuff, but it's fun. It's fun. And the movies that have been made out of it are crap.
What are
the books are way better than the movies.
Is this a Tom Clancy shit?
No. Alex Cross is James Patterson?
I don't know. I've never even... I've heard the name, but I don't know anything.
Have you heard the movie Kiss the Girls with Morgan Freeman? And
you know what? That's a movie that's on my Netflix. I wanted to see.
That movie. Morgan Freeman plays Alex Cross in that movie. That's one of the movies.
Oh, that was the reboot they did with was it?
Oh yeah, they did recently do a reboot, didn't they? I didn't see that.
Yeah, with Chris Klein or
no, the Tyler Perry.
No, that was
That was Jack Reacher.
Yeah, Tyler
it wasn't
Perry.
Jack Reacher either. Don't mess around with Jack Reacher.
No, Jack Reacher was with Tom Hanks.
Jack Ryan.
No, Tom.
Jack Ryan.
Come on, with Chris Pine.
Come on, they both.
No,
JR.
it was Terry Perry. It was
Terry Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry. I
Tyler
said
Perry
it like
did
3 times before.
That's why I didn't watch it. Now I remember why I didn't watch it. I was like, oh yes, they're making another Alex Cross. Oh, never mind.
He's like, I'm going to dress up as a grandma.
I am not urban enough to watch a Tyler Perry movie.
Oh my gosh! All right, Sam Sweet also said a close second being Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah, which I haven't read any of the books.
Katniss.
I have watched the movies, which
I've seen.
I am
one.
Almost ashamed to admit I really enjoyed.
I freaking love the Hunger Games.
I enjoyed the movies. I watched both of them so far, and I am actually looking forward to it.
I'm going to ask Matthew because you've seen the second one, right?
Yeah.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah.
Now the second one.
I think it's hilarious that all three of us have seen the first one.
Okay, again, when I saw the first one, I was in a relationship, and when I was watching this, going like, "Wow, this is a lot like Battle Royale, but shittier."
Battle Royale was a fun, weird, stupid movie.
It's a great movie,
but it was stupid as fuck.
No, I don't care.
It was fun.
Great movie,
but it was stupid.
Why should I go see the second one? Because
it's freaking Hunger Games, man.
Okay,
it was good.
This is my
watch it.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to figure out because I watched it, the first one, and I sit there going like, okay, all right. And when they finally got to where they needed to get to, I was all like, meh.
Dude, the second one, like, there's a lot of action. I'm
sorry, I saw her pics on Reddit, so I'm like, do I really need... Don't get me wrong, those pics on Reddit made me want to join the Hunger Games.
Hey, you know what? Don't look at those. That's illegal.
I don't care. It was amazing.
Not classy.
I don't care. Okay, do I look like a classy guy? Second of all, I did almost go on a date.
Whoever sent you guys that link was a jerk.
I will agree. But you know what? Made my day.
No, but
made my day.
No, they're great movies. I haven't read the books either.
No, either have I.
Me neither.
Read the books. I know. You could. Suzanne's rolling her eyes.
I can, which pisses me off.
Well, of course, the author in the room is like, read the damn books.
Bought the books.
Read the books first. Damn it.
No. I always state if there's a movie already out, watch the movie first, then go read the book. Because if you read the book first, you will always be disappointed in the movie.
This is the thing, though.
It's never the opposite. You can't watch a movie and then read the book and be like, oh, really disappointed in the book.
I bought the entire series of Harry Potter for my ex-fiance, and then I did the same thing.
Movies or books?
No, both, actually.
Okay.
God, fuck, I threw so much money into that relationship. Guess what? Nothing in return. Then I also bought her the Hunger Game books. Like, she watched the first movie. She's like, literally, she was like, I love this movie. And I'm like in the movie going like, am I going to see tits? What's going on?
No.
Wasn't a couple years later. No, I know it wasn't. Believe me, I was disappointed. When you go in looking for tits and you don't get it, you're disappointed. Just going to say. She got the books, read them. But this is the problem I had with that. It's like, look, if I just watch the movies and not read the books, no disappointment. But I saw Harry Potter, and she's already read all the books, and she'd be like, they left this out. They're like, oh my God, it's so
That's what I'm saying.
If the movie's
already out,
I thought it was pretty good. I'm like, I didn't miss anything.
That's why I always say if the movie's already out or about to come out,
now she did say the books are better, and I will agree with Hunger Games because Hunger Games has that whole like, I'm going to kill you because my entire network needs to eat. So fuck you. Kind of thing.
Districts.
Yes, districts. I understand. Totally get it. But like the first one took so long to get to where it needed to get to that when it finally got to there, I was just like, meh.
Dude, just watch the second one. If you don't like it, then stop watching them.
It's less than 2 hours out of your
This is the
life.
prob-
Like seriously,
this is
what are
the
you doing
problem,
with your
Matthew,
life?
though.
The 2 hours is going to make
This
a
is the
difference.
problem, Matthew. Though, if I watch the second one, I will have to finish the saga.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So watch it.
So if I
There's
hate
only
it,
2 more movies.
if I hate it, I have to sit there throughout the going like, I fucking hate this movie.
Who
But I
cares?
have to finish watching.
I'm about to watch.
I need to know what
I'm
it
about to
is.
watch 9 hours of this motherfucker right here, just so I can see the one movie that I saw a trailer for that I think I'm gonna like.
Okay, first off,
Seriously,
Lord of the Rings. How do you feel about that?
I like The Lord of the Rings.
Did
the
you watch
books or the movies?
I have I've seen all 3 of the movies and the first Hobbit, but I haven't seen all of the second Hobbit.
I've not seen the second Hobbit, which I still need to see. This motherfucker will. Okay, no.
Look at this fucking face! Oh my god!
Stop!
You guys.
This guy said he will not watch the
I
Lord of the
wouldn't,
Rings
but-
movies because of Elijah Wood's face.
Did you see his face? Oh my gosh, I hate it so much.
And I say bullshit on that because Patrick Callahan
Who?
on All White
Oh,
Tukey
okay. I'm like, who?
hates probably Elijah Woods more than you.
I don't
but
think
he
that's
knows,
possible.
No. He knows how good these books are. He watched
I've read the
movies.
books. I've read the books several times when I was younger.
Read the books.
That's-
Matthew's so glad
I
to
read
be
the
back.
books too.
No, I love the
I read
books.
the books.
Hobbits
Books are
was like one
fantastic.
of the first books I read.
Yeah. No, the books
Besides
are fantastic.
Go, Spot, Go.
But I don't understand how that face doesn't make anybody else angry. It makes me angry. But I'm going to sit through 9 hours of that fucking face. So because the trailer for the next Hobbit movie that I saw in Guardians of the Galaxy looked so damn
I will
good.
say
I was
this.
like, I need to be in this world. I need to know what this world is about. So I am going to sit through 9 hours of
I will say that.
That guy-
9 hours of his face, new punk band.
9 hours of that face.
I am excited for you to watch them.
I've already got them ready, loaded. I just need the time.
Look,
just
I
need
will
the time
say
right now.
I will say you may be pleasantly surprised.
No,
I've heard some people have said, "Oh, he's not in it that much," and I'm like, "All right." Well,
okay,
that's
I will
great."
say this. Frodo Baggins, the character,
Yeah,
not
okay.
Elijah Woods, but Frodo Baggins, the character, is a whiny little bitch.
Well, yeah, that's Frodo. I mean,
But
I understand that.
If you
That's
look
not a problem.
If you look past that and everything else, like, oh, come on.
No, I
Andy
understand they're
Serkis,
fantastically
as
well-made
Gollum?
movies. I get it, but it's just his
Okay,
face.
let alone.
It's not his acting. It's not him as a person. It's
No, I'm just
Well,
saying.
his face. Makes
I'm just
me
saying.
angry.
We'll
Andy's-
see once we get there. What's your mom say?
Wow, jumping right to my mom, huh?
Again,
Jumping right to my
another
mom, huh?
good band name.
All right. My mother, Lucy Dewey, said, I have a lot of favorite characters. Atticus O'Sullivan is tops right now. However, Vaniel Ashkevron is always near the top as well. For those who don't know, Atticus is the main character in the Iron Druid Chronicles, written by Kevin Hearn, who's actually another
I almost
local
went with How to
Phoenix
Kill a
author.
Mockingbird.
Who I think he just moved to Colorado or something. I'm like, I had reached out to him for him to be on the show, as a matter of fact, but now he's moving to Colorado, so screw that. And Vaniel is a character in the series written by Mercedes Lackey, which I've read and I really enjoyed as well.
I love
So-
Mercedes Lackey.
Oh, she's
I read
fantastic author. I'm not even a huge fantasy world person, but the Anne McCaffrey and Mercedes Lackey series, both of those authors are it just transcends anything.
You're not a
doesn't
huge
even matter.
fantasy reader?
Oh, no.
Well, I guess
Eric-
Mr. Mellis never took away your romance novel in class, did you? All right, so there's this whole story about why I really started reading a lot of sci-fi and fantasy. It's just because my sophomore English teacher took away my romance novel, which I used to read in the middle of class, and he took it away from me, and he told me they were garbage, and he handed me a Piers Anthony novel and told me that if I was going to read garbage, I should read good garbage. So for the next 10 years, I almost
That's an apt
exclusively
description
read
for
sci-fi
Piers
and
Anthony.
fantasy, and then I'd always been reading comic books. Like, I wouldn't even go into the romance section. I was terrified. It took me 2 years to work up the courage to go to a Romance Writers of America meeting because I was just so terrified of being a traitor to the cause. Now I love romance. I am gladly part of the Romance Writers of America. They're a wonderful
I just
organization.
love romance.
But for all those years, I only read sci-fi and fantasy because of what my English teacher said. So when he came to a signing at Changing Hands a year or two ago, I told him that the reason why I write steampunk kissing books is all his fault.
What did he say?
I think he was happy.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I had an
he did
impact.
his
What's
job.
up?
Yeah, somebody actually listened to what he said.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, Piers Anthony, an amazing author.
Oh,
and I'm not
definitely.
even a huge fan of his fantasy stuff. Like some of his stuff is good, but his sci-fi stuff is amazing. Did you read the what is it? Now I can't remember the damn name of the series, but it was a sci-fi series he did. It was Freaking amazing is what it was. I'll look it up and I'll tell you all later.
I will say this though: people usually say, parents usually tell their daughters this: if you're going to date garbage, date Stephen Mooney.
I don't think anybody says that.
While you're looking that up, I'll go ahead and segue.
You know what? I had a little bit of self-esteem.
Well, Amy said, well, it used to be Reacher till Lee Childs became a sellout on the couch jumping menace. I'm guessing she's referring to.
Yes, that is Amy Dewey. Yes, Jack Reacher is who she's talking about. The Lee Childs character, who is an amazing character in an amazing series of, again, lower tier literature, but fun reads. The couch jumping menace, of course, is Tom Cruise.
So I'm in search of a new hero. Maybe I'll just go back to my roots and say Ramona Quigby, thank you, from the beloved Beverly Cleary books.
Oh, I loved those.
Bio of a Space Tyrant is what I was thinking of with Piers Anthony, by the way. That series was amazing.
So your wife just doesn't like Tom Cruise?
She does not like Tom Cruise at all. She does not like his acting. She does not like him as a person. She's actually met him in person. She served him when she was living in Lake Havasu. She worked at what was then called the Kokomo
Way down
bar.
Cocoa.
Exactly. And Tom Cruise visited there at one point and was evidently a complete jackass. So she's kind of completely turned off. But the fact of the matter is, I don't care. Okay, Tom Cruise is a complete whack job.
Oh, yeah. He's 3 sheets of
nuttier than a squirrel turd. He's the Scientology thing, even that's even on top of his other nuttiness. And evidently he's a complete asshole as well.
Just accepted that.
But the fact of the matter is, the Jack Reacher character, as described in the Lee Childs books, is 6'5", 280 pounds of pure muscle. Have you ever seen Tom Cruise? He is 5 foot nothing and maybe $130 soaking wet. Seriously, how do you cast this guy as this character? It just doesn't make sense. And then Lee Childs, instead of just saying, "Hey, the movie can cast whoever they want," he tried to defend it. He's like, "No, I think he's got the presence to." No.
Look,
no. I won't stand for it.
I'll put it this way: I have no beef with Tom Cruise. Anything I've seen him in, I think he's. I
love Top Gun.
He's done a phenomenal job. I think he knows how to bring it and everything. That yes, he did go batshit crazy at a time, and guess what?
He's still there.
A lot of people have. So you know what? All I know is if I run into him on a street corner and he doesn't try to stab me, he's good in my book. He's good in my book.
You're
Look,
crazy,
if I don't get
but you're not stab me in a street corner straight crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's all good.
If they're crazy, but they don't try to stab me in a street corner, guarantee Mel Gibson, he'd probably stab me in the fucking face. Not gonna lie. I don't even know the guy.
You're not Jewish, so I don't think he would.
No. He doesn't care. That to me, Mel Gibson, that Mel Gibson we knew and loved at a certain point in Lethal Weapon, that's gone. He's gone. You're walking down the street and you're just like, "Hey, Mel Gibson," he stabs you in the face. I'm probably not going to see another one of his movies. Just saying.
And
there's a lot of actors that I can separate from their work. From their
I really want to move on.
Okay, Matthew, go ahead.
Done.
No, there's one more response from Facebook.
Yes,
Matthew,
and it's
I love you.
I love you too. And it's Martin Aksenowitz. We call him SA. He says Bill Bryson from his own books. I don't know who this character is.
Bill Bryson.
I don't.
And it says from his own books. Is the author?
Oh,
does the author write himself?
Oh, dude, is this that batshit crazy guy?
No, that's
no. There's this guy. Okay, ex-girlfriend told me about this guy who writes books about stuff, and he would just talk about the shit in his life that is just all the fucked up shit he ever did, and he's became this great novelist for it. I don't know his actual name, but there was a time
short history of private life. Bill Bryson. At home, a short history of private life. I don't know.
Why?
With his signature wit, charm, and seemingly limitless knowledge, Bill Bryson takes us on a room-by-room tour through his own house. Okay, cool.
And that's probably not
using each room as a jumping-off point into a vast history of domestic artifacts we take for granted. As he takes us through the history of our modern comforts, Bryson demonstrates that whatever happens in the world eventually ends up in our home. And the paint, the pipe, the pillows, and every item of furniture. Bryson also has one of the liveliest, most inquisitive minds on the planet. And his sheer Horse Fallacy makes At Home one of the most entertaining books ever written about private life. I'm going to pass.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
this isn't the guy I was thinking about.
I can honestly say I've never heard of this person.
But
I'll take
thank
your word
you.
for it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
Essay.
Essay?
Is
that-
can I?
Wait a minute.
Am I allowed to say that?
Seriously, you guys call this guy Essay?
Essay. Yep.
His
Okay.
name is
Asinowitz.
Esenowitz.
Okay,
Yeah, we call him
Eric,
Essay.
don't even. There was a guy that I did Hands Across the Border with, and my partner was called Jose.
Jose?
And not kidding. But then they were like, no, just call him Cheapies.
Cheapies.
Jeez.
All right. Okay.
Well,
Guess what?
I do want to say thank you to Suzanne for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was a little crazy.
It's been quite the experience, much different
Yes.
than my school visit today.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
I was gonna apologize if
that,
you
or they could have
offended.
been very similar.
That was the middle schoolers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if it had been an elementary
Guess what?
school, it would have been right along the line.
Yesterday
Yeah.
was college students. Today it was middle schoolers.
And then you came here to the elementary school, so it's all good.
So you just
So you
kind
get
of
the whole gamut.
are you just kind of doing like a short little like Q&A and stuff? Like you live in LA, but why are you here?
My
Other
mom
than
lives here,
oh
and I came to sign
Wow.
at Changing Hands Bookstore
yeah,
tomorrow.
well, I knew that, but
and,
At what time?
at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. tomorrow. Changing hands.
Saturday.
Guadalupe and
Saturday.
McClintock.
and so you're just stopping
Come
by
out for a
schools to
visit,
talk, and
stop by a couple schools.
Yeah.
Do a few things. Yeah,
that's great stuff.
it's fun.
Cool.
So where can people find you online? We talked about your Twitter and Facebook and stuff. What other websites can people find you and your books?
It's my www.suzannelazear.com, and then there's www.aetherchronicles.com, and that's where you can learn more about the world of the Aether Chronicles and the characters and some of the words used in it, literary references, all that good stuff.
Did you come up with your own type of language for it?
No, but I use some Victorian language in it, so I have a glossary so
Cool.
that, for example, so teachers can then have that access, or people kept asking me what this meant or that meant.
Yeah.
I do use the word hoiden an awful lot, and I have to just tell funny stories. When I was querying it, I did use the word hoiden, and it was an online pitch slam, and the agent that responded said something like, I don't even know what a hoiden is. And, I just kind of thought for a minute, I was like, gee, well, I guess you're probably not the right agent for this book then.
Actually, I would have replied with, you have Google.
No, you don't reply. No, you don't reply.
I'm so sick of people who are just like, I don't understand this. I'm like, okay, you're tweeting on your phone. You have the internet. Just Google it.
But between the technology and some of the Victorian words, Dolly Mop is one of my favorites.
What does Dolly Mop means?
Well, if in the traditional Victorian context, it is an amateur prostitute, but my character used it more colloquially to mean like a skank or a hoe. So she calls girls she doesn't like Dolly
Dolly
Mops.
Mops.
Dolly Mop.
Yeah, 'cause she's
I will say
16.
this. Sable and Dixie might not be on board, but Dolly Mops.
So
We're bringing
they're
it back.
16.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
She's 16.
That's awesome. I like the fact that you were able to find like the words back in those days and actually see. This is why I like when people actually do their actual research. Instead of like, I'm going to write about sci-fi. Here's some words.
Do a lot of research. There's a ball scene that takes place in book 3, and I was actually looking at etiquette manuals from the era that dictated what the behaviors were at a ball like that, and then using it to my advantage. For example, a woman could not cross a ballroom by herself. It was considered impolite. So the girls would roam in packs. I wonder if the reason why girls go to the bathroom in groups today stems from that whole being able to cross the ballroom unless you were with a whole pack of your friends.
It's just generation and generation.
Oh my God. I am now taking that and making that a joke.
So
That is awesome. I didn't even know
I
that.
don't know. I did not look that up, but I was reading that going, gee, I wonder.
yeah, just curious. Yeah,
No.
Not to mention Victorian ball gowns are not the easiest thing to maneuver. So
exactly.
And they need help. Oh my God. You have no idea. My brain is going like, you need to remove something to put this in your head now.
Well, that's great.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So thank you
Yeah.
to everybody who answered our questions. And now, of course, we need our answers. Matthew,
Shit, don't even.
Oh,
who's your
man.
favorite literary character? Do you need time to think about it?
I don't read books.
Yeah, Matthew's
You've
like
read
me.
some books in your life, though, right?
Yeah, but the only books that I usually
You've watched
read-
movies that were based on books, right?
But to me, like the only book, like it's so weird. Like as much as I love comic books and all these different things, like the biggest books that I'll actually read are like biographies of other people. Like I'm so interested. Like I have the Jay Moore book that I'm reading right now. I've read the Craig Ferguson book, and you're just like I'm just interested in.
Those aren't literary characters. Those are people.
No, I know
who
that's
have
what I'm
written books
saying.
about
Like
themselves.
that's what I'm saying. Like I only read like biography, which is weird for me because people are like, "You're just a nerd."
Let's go with all the kids from the Boxcar Children.
All right. All
Wait,
right.
did you-
Children's a great
Did
series.
you
I
listen to
used
12A's podcast?
No.
Oh shit, because they talked about the Boxcar Children.
I growing up, I had a lot of Boxcar
Oh
Children
yeah,
books.
me too.
Boxcar Kids. All right.
And Goosebumps.
All right.
Yeah,
Steven.
Oh, yeah.
Goosebumps, R.L.
Actually,
Stine.
I got a chance to meet R.L. Stine.
Did you?
Totally did the fangirl thing. This was at Book Expo America a couple years ago. And he's on Twitter, and he's very active on Twitter. And somehow we got to tweeting, and somehow we decided that we were going to trade advanced copies of our books at BEA. So I then go to my publicist and go, can I have one of my ARCs, my advanced reader copies? They're like, why do you need an ARC? Like, because I'm going to give it to R.L. Stine. So they gave me one, and I get in the R.L. Stine line with another author, and I'm going, am I really going to give it to him? Am I really going to give him my book? Because I read so many of the Fear Street books. So I stand in that really long line, and I get there, and there he is. He's not much taller than I am, his glasses and stuff. And I'm like, hi, I'm Suzanne. We're talking on Twitter, and we were going to trade books. And he goes, Suzanne, you came, and gave me like the biggest hug. And he was so sweet. And so he signed one of his arcs to me, and I signed one of my arcs of Innocent Darkness to him. And I go, by the way, you're a really big influence on me as a kid. He goes, oh, I was. So are these books going to scare me? I'm like, no, your books scared me so bad. I write kissing books. That episode of Goosebumps with the lawn gnome still gives me nightmares. But yeah, it was really fun to me.
That's awesome. That's
Okay.
great. And the fact that like he was actually really personable about it
Yeah.
too. You know,
Yeah,
you just
he was
weren't.
a nice
Yeah,
guy.
you just,
he was really awesome.
that's great.
And even if he, I'm hoping he actually legitimately did remember me, but just the whole going,
Yeah.
oh, you came,
Yeah.
made me feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
no, that's for actually. You know what?
you
Fuck your
know what's-
answer right now. What is everyone's favorite Goosebump book?
Not
Actually,
the
my
lawn
favorite
gnome one.
my favorite R.L. Stine book at all is Win, Place, or Die. It's a James Bond Find Your Fate book that we read on
Oh,
a
really?
previous podcast of I was about to say, I'm like, I just recently read an R.L. Stine book. It was
Yeah, 'cause
actually a
R.L.
Find Your
Stine-
Fate, which is
Like,
a
Choose your own
I was
adventure.
choose your own
Yeah.
adventure type book.
Like, I was in, I think, 4th grade when he blew up, like R.L. Stine books. So that's awesome. Now I'm just going to I know somebody who knows R.L. Stine.
You should talk
And
to
my
him
mo-
on Twitter. Maybe next time he's in Arizona, he'll come on your show.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
No,
Steven,
don't-
get on this now.
don't
Get
even-
on
I'm
it.
talking to him. He
Get on
talks
it.
back to people. He's like really
Don't even
super
tempt me
nice.
because
Do
I'm
it.
like,
Steven, get right now. Follow our stuff.
Maybe not right
So-
now,
yeah, right. R.L. Stine, I'm drunk. Come on my show.
but
He's
Well,
like,
say hi first.
he's like,
try hi
"Lock."
first. So, so your answer is
Shit, you know what?
Goosebumps. Okay.
No, I don't want to say Goosebumps.
The American Girl doll books, right?
Oh,
read
Haven't
all
even
of
read
those.
that.
he's
no,
a huge
no,
brony.
no,
So
Fuck. Yeah, you know what? What's going to
Sorry.
happen is I'm going to be in the documentary Bronies too. They'll be like, I heard you're a huge Brony fan.
you're like,
I'm
no, I really have never seen the show.
I'm like, I've seen one episode, and I was just trying to get laid. That is
All right,
it.
so, Suzanne, who is your? This is the answer I really want to know because
Fuck, you just like.
But I
blew me
fucking
over.
You know what?
You.
It's
you just said you don't
Joe
even read
March.
anything.
No, I had
Who now?
one.
Jo March from Little Women. I mean, she's awesome. She's an author. I mean, yeah. So that being said, sorry guys, but I really have to go. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much
No,
for
no,
having
thank
me
you
on
for
your
having
show. And this has been fabulous.
No, thank you
Yeah,
very
thank you,
much for
Suzanne.
coming.
Yeah, thank you for
Don't
being
forget
on.
to check out her stuff at the Aetherchronicles.com. That's www.aetherchronicles.com. And go buy her books. Read them.
Yeah, and if not, audiobooks will be coming out, and apparently I'm doing some of the voices.
We'll be releasing those audiobooks on the 4-Eyed Radio Network. Somehow, some way, we'll figure that out. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, just go ahead and turn that mic off. Yeah, I did. All right. So,
off, Eric. I turned it off.
we didn't get to my answer, which was...
We didn't even get to my answer, so fuck you.
Because you didn't give an answer. You're like, I don't
had
read books. Okay, so what's your answer?
Okay, I came up with
Okay,
one.
so what's your answer?
I'm trying to remember the name of the character, but Matthew might know this. It was a kid detective, and all he ate
Oh, shit, don't take my answer.
all ate was pancakes.
Fucking take my
it was
answer.
pancakes.
I will.
Like he was like a
stab
young
you.
Sherlock Holmes, like a
I
little
will
kid.
stab you in the eye if you take my goddamn answer.
It's not
you son of a
Wikipedia
bitch.
Brown, so fuck off.
There's no Wikipedia, you fucker. Are you talking about fucking
Encyclopedia Brown, but yeah.
Encyclopedia Brown? That's my damn answer.
Nate the
So fuck
Great?
you too.
Yeah, Nate the Great.
Oh, fuck Nate the Great, man.
Oh,
Encyclopedia
fuck
Brown was way better.
No, because he had a cool pulling out a dictionary. He's like, look at me, I'm a fucktard. So fuck him.
Fuck it. Encyclopedia Brown was the shit.
No, he's shit.
Encyclopedia Brown was
Which, by the way, my next movie coming out this holiday season is Wikipedia Brown.
That would actually be cool. Like, imagine rewriting Encyclopedia Brown, like in the internet age.
What is yours?
That's what it'd
Eric?
be.
What did you say?
Encyclopedia Brown! Man! That kid was fucking awesome, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, because you guys have been bitching back and forth all night. I didn't hear your fucking answer.
Well, because he took it, and then he didn't take it.
He
and then he
didn't
was like a
take it.
bitch. So, fuck that.
So,
Anyways.
Play your heart.
so happy to be back, you guys.
I know.
Thanks so much for bringing me back.
Matthew's like, guess
Great.
what? The new job I have is actually another podcast network. Go fuck yourselves.
I'm
That's
out.
Awesome.
Yeah, so...
Suzanne was great.
I know.
she's
really
fantastic.
cool.
Welcome back anytime.
I'm intrigued by her series.
I'm definitely going to check those out. I've got to pull them for my e-reader because they are available on e-readers.
Maybe those.
So check them out.
You think maybe Luciana would be into those books?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm planning on getting them for her.
Yeah, but she probably won't be able to read them because she's in deep shit.
She'll be allowed to read as long as she's got her schoolwork done first.
Boom, boom, boom.
Fuck that.
Homework.
Next podcast is just Eric laying down the law,
Like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen.
starring him and Steven Seagal.
Damn straight. Anyways. So, hey, since our guest has had to leave, did you guys want to touch on any of the topics we got, or do you guys want to close out for the night?
we can touch on them fairly quickly, but
You got to go too? That's all. Like, I got to go. I got shit
Matthew's
to
like,
do.
I got a
People to
copy
see.
of Destiny that I need to play.
I haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, either have I. I got to do that sometime.
I got some Hearthstone to play. I need to play my hunter. Have you heard about that? You've heard about this, right? So evidently
Leroy
on
Jenkins
the 22nd,
got
Leroy.
nerfed.
You know what?
I don't
His
care.
isn't so bad. Like, I'm still going to be able to
Blizzard.
play Leroy in my decks. I just recently crafted a Leroy. I actually pulled a gold Malagos out of a deck, and I was like, I'm not going to use this fucking thing, but I can dust this gold legendary and pick any legendary I want. And I didn't have Leroy yet, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting Leroy. And I put him in like every damn deck I have, but I don't play Miracle Rogue, so I don't need that combo action. I just need him for that one burst energy. So 1 mana difference. They basically, for those who don't know, if you play Hearthstone, if you know, Leroy Jenkins is a character that has a card that has a 6 attack, only 2 health, but he has charge and only 4 mana cost. And they're nerfing him to 5 mana cost, so he's not going to be as easily accessible.
Fuck that nerfing.
But the big one is the Starving Buzzard. Starving Buzzard was a 2/1 2 mana card that after you played him, any beast you played, you drew a card.
Yep.
Which was especially good in conjunction with the Unleash the Hounds card, which would create a 1/1 charged dog for every opponent minion that was on the board. So you could draw like 5, 6, 7 cards at a time easily for 5 mana.
Yeah.
So now they not only nerfed him, they nerfed him hard.
Well, they bumped him up to.
They bumped him up 1/1, so he's 3/2.
No,
But he's 5 mana.
That's what I was going to say. He's 5.
That's insane. It's an unplayable card now. A 5 mana cost card for 3/2. Yes, it has a good draw option, but only if you can keep him alive. And at 3/2, how are you going to keep him alive turn 5 or later? You know?
They'll figure it out.
So I think there's been a lot of talk that the real reason they're doing this is because the Hunter deck right now is so powerful that they don't want to see a bunch of Hunters show up in the tournament that's coming up here in the next month or so. So they're nerfing this particular
big
card,
tournament coming up.
and then after that tournament, they'll probably bring it not all the way back to where it was.
They'll probably drop it to a 3.
Drop it to 3
Yep.
or something like that. So basically, this is essentially nothing more than a temporary ban on Hunter decks for that tournament.
Yeah,
That's really
fine.
nothing it is.
You just got to realize that this is going to happen time and time again.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody or everybody starts, it's going to happen to Mage, it happened to Rogue. It's going to just keep on happening. Warlock's going to be coming good, and they're going to find some combination.
Well, Warlock
of cards.
is good right now if you play Zoo. You have to play a Zoo deck to have Warlock be good. If you don't play Zoo, Warlock sucks. I've got a really decent... What's really weird is that my good decks for ladder don't work in casual. But my good decks for casual don't work in ladder. Like, I have a shaman deck that fucking tears up casual. Like, I win every fucking game I play. Anytime I have a quest that has shaman, I'm like, yes! Jump into casual, kick some ass.
Well, I think
if I try to play that deck in ladder, I get my ass handed to me every goddamn time.
I don't remember where I was, but I heard somehow that I think even if you do play casual, you're actually playing ranked people on their end.
Yeah.
But
no, you're playing people who are also playing casual, but it could be people who are legend rank, but they're playing a different
I thought it
class than their.
Maybe I
but it's really weird. Like, I have a shaman deck that I really love playing in casual. Shaman. Fuck, man.
No, dude, come on.
I play my shaman deck in Hearthstone.
No,
deal with it. Okay. Fucking deal with it.
You're really shaming that deck, man.
Eric,
really
the only time anyone says shaman is when they introduce me at a party.
Yeah,
so
I'll be like, this is this fucking shaman guy. No, but what's funny is that the one deck that really doesn't affect too much is my paladin deck, which everybody thinks is underpowered anyway.
Yeah,
but
your
I win.
paladin's been rocking for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love my paladin deck.
You have a rockin' paladin.
I've got a decent priest deck that I've been rocking that is a silence priest deck. It's got a lot of like ancient watchers and silence things where I can silence my own minions for my own benefit. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Which sucks. Matthew just left because I want to talk to him a little bit about Diablo 3 and how far he was at. But but then
I'm like,
else.
damn it, he went to the restroom first. I'm like, I
really look, as much as I'm not big on card games, but I do want to play Hearthstone. Like, I do want to play it.
I definitely want you to jump in there. I can play with you because I never jump into it. I never can play. I am not on the level of you with any of these other games, but I feel like if you jumped into Hearthstone, like, you would be immediately up to my level. Like, I could play with you for like a little while before you got above my level.
Which is so okay. This is so weird with me. Like, you know me. Like, I don't take compliments like at all. Like, look, I know I can do impersonations, I know I'm funny and stuff like that, but when people come up to me and tell me like, oh my god, you're freaking hilarious, that's a good impersonation, like, I don't take it lightly. Same thing with, like, Matthew was sitting on the couch with us one night and I'm playing like a video game, he's just like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it doesn't even register me like how good I am at shit. Like, I don't even take it like account to be like, oh, I'm actually, like, I never will say like, oh, I'm really good at something. Like, some people will be like, oh, you're a drummer. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, it's so weird, but
that's why I want you
Matthew
to jump into
Hearthstone
so that you can be, because you'll be at my level within like a day, and then we can play for a couple of days before you're like legend rank, and I can like, fuck you, I hate you.
I will have to ask Matthew, did you get any of my gifts from Diablo 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I was worried about that because as soon as I hit Matthew up, he was on vacation, I was like, dude, I've been getting a shit ton of stuff and I've been sending it your way. And then you're like, I hope it doesn't expire. And I'm like, that didn't even occur to me.
Yeah, I did get them. I got some legendaries. One of the swords you got me, I'm using.
Very nice, very nice.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I saw you sent me a picture of your barbarian.
Yeah.
Looks fucking badass.
Yeah.
Right now, I just finished. I'm doing a second playthrough. I'm on Tournament 1 right now with my Crusader. I'm at level 70, but like why you start going, it starts building up another key, and those are like, what is it in?
What level are you? What?
I'm levels. I'm in Tournament 1.
So that's past like.
That's past expert.
Okay.
So, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not saying like I'm the best at Diablo or anything like that. I'm just saying like I really think they dumbed it down on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4.
Maybe they made it towards more like get to the level that you are now. Where
they did something with it, because I literally did an experiment one night where I played as same character. I played as a monk on 360 and I played as a monk on Xbox One. By the time I got to the Skeleton King in 360, I got to level 15.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got to the Skeleton King on Xbox One, I was already at level 19. So, and that one was playing on hard. And this one was playing on normal. And normal was very difficult. Like, I didn't even want to attempt to go to hard. So I don't know what the idea is with that. But right now, I started a new... Like, I'm finishing off that game because I already beat it through with my Crusader, which I absolutely love. I thought it was a great character. I'm going back and playing as the Demon Hunter because I really love that character. So I'm playing through as the Demon Hunter right now. Basically, honestly, I was trying to get back to the same level you were at just so we could play again. together because I didn't want to be like a level 70 running through your game being like, I'm awesome. I'm like, let's just try to keep at different, levels, So I actually have like 3 games started.
Can I kill somebody?
Yeah. I just run in like, boom, it's dead. I'm like, we're beat the game. You're like, I'm all the way back in town. Like, what the hell, Steve? So I was trying to find a character where I could come up to the same level that you're at right now so we can play again because I absolutely love playing with people. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Matthew and I have a blast with it because we're like, why the fuck are they, like, we're killing a bunch of people. We're like, why are they go over there? I'm just like, they're just guarding rocks.
I know. They're just like standing there like, oh shit, our friends just died. Fuck them.
But we will say this. If you have Diablo 3 or even if you're going to pick up Destiny or you have Destiny, make sure you pick Matthew and I up. We would love to game with people. Like, I'm looking forward to Destiny. Like, I saw a lot of people playing it at the store, and it still looks like a fun fucking game. Like, it's weird because a lot of people on Podcast Unlocked were saying, like, people are bitching about Destiny. Like, people said it's like an 8 to 11 hour game now, maybe.
There's a story or
a story-wise or whatnot. But I'm like, there's so much more, like, potential. I mean, like, that's kind of like Titanfall. Titanfall, there's really no, like, story to it. It's just, like, matches on matches. But I'm like, you can keep playing this game over and over again. I'm like, I have a feeling that's how Destiny's going to be. So, but I know I want to pick it up. You and I played the beta. We absolutely love the beta.
Yeah, it was fun. I'll definitely be picking it up. I don't know exactly when.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting on it too because this is the problem that we have right now with Destiny. Is Destiny, if you pick it up now, you're going to be a little bit behind everybody, but you can catch up. But if you wait too long, everyone's going to be done with the game. You know what? Fuck it. Let's wait till everyone's done with the game. Matt and I will just play on the server. But
maybe I could play too then. Is it on 360?
It is on 360.
Oh, see?
But I don't know if you can.
I don't have to ask if it's on the Wii anymore. Isn't that great?
If you buy the 360 version, they give you the Xbox One version for free.
And I might actually, in the somewhat near future, have a lot of gaming time available. So I definitely need.
Well, that was I was telling Joshua. Joshua was all like, because he picked up Destiny, and he's all like, yeah, I don't know how much time. He's like, yeah, but when you get yours, if you're waiting like a week, you won't catch up to anybody. I looked at Joshua. I go, no, you have a wife. She's pregnant. I go, a lot of my friends are in relationships, and they have to spend time for that. Me, I got nothing. I have one up on everybody. I could literally stay up till like 1 o'clock in the morning and just be like, yeah, I've just got work. Fuck that. I'll get to work and do my job no matter what. But it's not like I have to make sweet love to my woman. I have to make dinner. I have to do any stuff. I'm like, I got fucking nothing going on. Literally, I could buy the game and I could be at level 30 by the end of that night.
Staying up till like 1, dude. On a work night? No way.
Oh, dude.
On a work night, dude, I go to bed at 10.
I love insomnia.
Wow, I feel like the night owl of the group over here for the working work because I usually don't go to sleep. I love my sleep, but I don't usually actually go to sleep until nearly midnight.
Beat you.
But yeah, good. But I mean, that's with like usually the wife's already asleep, and like I wait for her to fall asleep so I can turn off the TV. Because if I go to sleep first, I have to go to sleep with the TV on because she's watching it, and that bugs me because I don't sleep soundly. When the TV is on, I'm always fitful. So I will try to stay awake until she falls asleep, and then like usually I'll wait until the end of whatever episode we're watching of whatever we're watching, and then I'll turn off the TV and go to sleep. And it's usually not until anywhere between 11 and midnight. And then I got to get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock to get to work. So.
No, me, it's funny because like people are like Matt Hines, he hit me up at the party. He's like, oh, how far are you in Diablo? I'm like, I'm done. He's like,
done, bitch.
He's like, it came out.
Fuck.
He's like, it came out a week ago, and I'm like, yeah.
You're like, yeah.
No. He goes, it came out.
Yeah, I was a little slow on this one.
No, this is the thing. He goes, it came out a week ago. I go, yeah, and I got mine on Thursday because it gets released on Tuesday. And he's like, and
you're like, yeah, I got mine a little later.
And I go, look, you have a wife, you have kids, you have bills, you have shit to do. Me, don't care. This is my life.
I got this video game.
And also, I'm excited for Hyrule Warriors. Plus, I just found out that the 3DS is going to be releasing a demo of Super Smash Brawl. So that's going to be coming out, I think, on the 19th of September. So a lot of people are pissed off with the roster right now.
All right. I'll take your word for it. All I know is that hopefully my Xbox will be getting a workout here in the next few months, and I'll be playing some 007 Legends for an upcoming podcast on Her Majesty's Secret Pod, but also I'll be interested in checking out some other games and hopefully something that I can be social with you people.
I will say this. Eric actually downloaded Dishonored.
I did. I played a little bit of it, and it was fun. I am so far behind the curve when it comes to controls on real video games right now. Like, it is unbelievable. Like, I'm like,
You're
seriously, I'm like,
old, dude.
I'm seriously like, I'm like beyond, like, I'm like, seriously, I want to only use my thumbs, and like,
That's
I understand that like all your other fingers need to get involved now, and I'm like, that doesn't sit well with
That's
me.
one thing I hope never happens to me.
They get old.
It's like
I'm
just
sorry to say, but
no,
unless you die
like
young.
I'm gonna get old, but like I don't want to be like, oh shit, I don't know how to play this anymore.
No, it's
not anymore. Like, if you take me, like, throw Super Mario Brothers 3 on there, I'll fucking school you.
I know, but you have to.
I'm telling you,
you have to
but-
use double analog sticks and like
Yeah,
shit
it's
like that.
fucking
It's more
crazy.
complicated. I don't want to ever get to that point.
Anymore. I never learned how to play those
Well, that's
because
what I'm
that
saying.
wasn't my
That's your own
thing.
fault. That's your own
that
fault.
wasn't
Eric,
my thing.
Eric, what was the last system you had before the 360?
Well, I had a Wii,
Okay, you had a Wii.
but before that, it was a PS2, which I used primarily for the DVD player.
Okay. Now, this is what I'm saying. Like, Matthew and I have gone through the scenario of, like, we played on this, and this, and we just evolved our hands to everything. So, but yeah, it's, I don't know what Matthew's... Okay, I was
He's like, I'm going to check the time.
Yeah, Matthew.
I'm going to get up. I'm going to check my fly, and then I'm going to get a beer.
Do you have someplace to go?
All right.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Fair
Well,
enough.
we can wrap this up.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure? Matthew, we'll work around you.
We did want to touch on a couple of current events /
Tell me to
sports
shut up.
topics.
I told you to shut up.
Wow.
Go ahead,
Ouch.
Eric.
I
Go.
like
We
how you
did-
try to be nice, and Matthew said,
This wasn't even something that I put in the show notes, and this is something that maybe delves into the locker room, but really it's more of a current event. I think, Steven, you put the show notes in here.
Yes,
We got to talk about this.
Ray
because-
Rice is an asshole.
Yes, he is. That's basically
but the
bottom
biggest
line.
problem is that's coming out now is not only because when I posted this was just when the story started leaking,
Mhm.
but now the bigger picture is the fact that it looks like the NFL tried to also cover it up as well. So there's a bunch of shit that's going on with this. And look, I'm just going to say this. I don't care who you are. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how much money you do. I don't care how well you do at your job. But if you're going to punch a woman in the face, fuck you.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. And it's not only just like he decked her. Not only did he deck her, but she hit her face on the handrail and then hit the floor. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care how mad a woman makes you. I will never slap a woman.
I can tell you from personal experience as being a married human being, I have been extremely mad at various females of various ages in my life, and I have never once
That's what I'm saying.
struck out
I've
like that.
never slapped a
I've
woman.
yelled.
That's what I'm saying. I've never
I've punched walls.
I've never slapped a woman. I've never punched a woman. I've never physically harmed a woman. I will yell. The maddest I've ever gotten is when I punched a hole in our apartment wall.
Yeah.
That's about it. But I'm like, okay, first off, I will never hurt. Like, that's like, I would never kick a dog.
Then he
I'm never
drags
gonna.
her ass
And then
out
he
of there.
drags her. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care who you are. Just don't hit. Oh, like, who was it? They were just.
It's not
Don't
even
hit anybody.
honestly, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Doesn't
It's
it-
not
I
even
like-
about her being a woman necessarily. It's
Yeah.
about her being a person. That's it. It's about her being another human being. Like, there was no reason for that to happen, and the fact that it did, and the fact that what really bugs me about this whole situation is that she's coming out in his defense now.
Yeah,
like, she's coming. Oh, that's a personal matter. You don't need to be. You know, the NFL didn't need to get involved. I'm like, what do you mean
Okay.
a personal matter? He punched you in the fucking face, you dumb bitch. Leave that relationship.
The only thing I can
Sorry,
think
I
of
get angry.
is either she's one of those battered women's, or the fact that she goes, wait a minute, if he can't play football anymore, there goes my money.
I would hope that
Well, there
that's
goes your
not.
money because he's not playing football anymore. He got dropped by Nike, and so what's he going to do now? He's going to fucking work at a car wash or some shit.
Yeah, no, they won't even hire him.
Fucking
I will
car
say
wash
this
be
though.
like,
I will say
No,
this.
you're not an A1 type of person.
I will say
We're
this,
not gonna have
Ray
you here.
Rice. If you need a job,
Have an
if you need something to do, we are having an opening on the 4i Radio.
No, we are not. Not for your ass, you fucking
you ain't
punk
gonna do
ass.
next.
You don't even get an unpaid internship on this network. Fuck that.
Well, we do
Um,
need a new intern, so
No, fuck that. No. I'm not having him as an fuck that. But yeah, no, seriously, like I it bugs me that it happened. It bugs me even more that she is coming out in his defense. It bugs me a little bit less than her, but still bugs me a lot that there are a bunch of fans coming out in his defense too, like, oh, he's misunderstood. And
Did you see the game yesterday?
Evidently, like
All
a
the people that
bunch
came
of people showed up in
lot
like
of women,
jerseys,
too.
and women, and like women too. Like, oh, it's taken out of How do you take that out of context? She's saying something to him, yes. Like, okay, maybe she's saying mean things to him. Okay, who gives a crap? There is no words. There are no words in the English language or any language that could justify what he did to her in that elevator. There's nothing that she could be saying.
Yeah, no.
Clocked her.
That's what I'm saying.
It was nuts.
There is nothing that you sit there to justify that. Like, you can't even say, like, oh, she was asking. Like, okay, look.
She could be describing in detail what she had physically done sexually to his mother, and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. It wouldn't justify what he did.
No, nothing just because it comes down to the point of, it doesn't. Okay, look, you're married, you're in a relationship, you're gonna fight, you're gonna yell at each other. That's the part of it. I'm like, no one has a perfect relationship. There's no way that you're walking into somebody's house going like, they never fight at all. Like, everything's perfect on this. It's like everybody fights. It doesn't matter who you are, but you just don't take it to the extreme. That's the same thing of like, oh, I'm so angry, I'm gonna beat my. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the next step? Is he gonna start beating his kids? Like,
if he's
just
this
escalates.
violent already, like if he's this violent towards her, what do you think he is towards people even small? Like, that's the thing. You look at people who are this violent towards people who are smaller than them, and you think it probably is exponentially higher towards people who are even smaller than that. Like, the people who he has direct control over, I don't even want to think about that. So,
it's disgusting. It sucks that the NFL had to try to cover this up. And
it's really upsetting to think that they've evidently had this tape since April. That's what the report is. This tape was handed over to Roger Goodell in April.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying.
And they did nothing about it until it became public. As soon as it became public, they're like, "Oh crap! Oh yeah, he's suspended. Yeah, that's horrible. How dare he?" And then they're like, "Oh, what? Yeah, no. Well, we had this video. We didn't know.
Right now, this is.
We didn't watch it. We didn't click play.
I want to say this is like the first scandal of 2014.
What?
For the NFL that just started.
I don't know. It's just like, this is like the biggest controversy right now, just because
the funniest joke I heard, and I don't know. I know it was a late night talk show host. I don't know which one.
Shit, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Controversies like fucking beheadings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the beheadings happen, and like people spent a little bit of time on that, but this is the most like people are like, "Oh my god, he punched."
It's kind of sad to think about that. They're like, "Oh, this guy got beheaded. Oh, that sucks." Okay. Holy crap! This guy punched a girl in the elevator.
Two Americans got beheaded.
Yes.
Did you watch those videos?
No.
Yeah.
I purposely avoided them. I see a lot of shit on the internet, but I was like,
I'll put it this way.
I've seen other ones. I've seen previous ones from back in the day, and I like the first time I watched one, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see what this is about. I'm desensitized. I've seen enough shit on it. I've seen Tub Girl. I've seen Goatsy. I can handle this.
Seen Tub Girl. That's your go-to.
Seriously, like once you've seen Tub Girl, you think you're desensitized. You think nothing else will bother you.
Two girls.
But when you see a human being who was alive 1 second get their head cut off, and like you're like realizing like this isn't special effects, this isn't Hollywood bullshit. This is fucking just goddamn happened, dude. It's
you're like me.
I went down insane. The first time I saw that, that's when I said to myself, "I'm like, I'm never clicking on one of these links again."
Well, the thing is like when James Foley, that's his name, James Foley. When that first came out, I debated. I was like, because I'm weird in my own right. Like I like watching these. It's not that I like watching it. I just want to see it. I'm very curious.
No, I completely understand. I'm not knocking anybody who wants to see it. It's
curious is the right word. I'm curious. I want to see it. So I was debating going back and forth, and I did it. And I was taking the dog out to go to the bathroom, and I watched it. And then I came in, and like Megan walked in the room, and I was just standing there. And I just had this this look on my face. She was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Well," I told her, "Have you heard about the news and all this stuff?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I like watched the video, and it's like I can't get rid of seeing that, but Like I just watched it, and then I just kept on like doing it over in my head.
Yeah.
And then the second one came out, and I was instantly like, "Oh, I gotta watch this."
Yeah, I gotta see how this compares to the first one.
And then the second time is
Look at
when
the
I.
The
dismount.
production values on the sequel were far above, but the story seemed repetitive.
That's when I went down a rabbit hole, and like all these different other videos. Like, I guess not too long ago there was one down in Mexico or
Yes.
somewhere
Yep.
down that with
Yep.
like 4 women.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I watched that one, and like they did way more than just behead her.
Yeah.
That one didn't make the news because it
They
wasn't.
chopped the bodies
Oh, yeah,
up,
no,
dude,
they-
like limbs and everything.
That one
like,
didn't make the news the same
and,
way
like,
because
I
it wasn't.
apologize to anybody listening. This, obviously we were literally just talking about Ray Rice and football, and look where we're in now.
Yeah, no, we're in-
That's what happens when
Guess
you listen
what,
to the
kids? You
show.
just dive down the rabbit hole with us.
But
Just
that
took
was
the blue
like,
pill, bitch, red pill, whatever.
and the thing that fucked me up about it was they didn't even scream.
Well, no, it's
No, but
no. I
there
totally
was,
know what you're talking about.
I don't even really want to talk about it. That's what was so fucked up about that. It was just like it was so instant, and
No.
they used different types of like weapons, machetes, and like little serrated knives, and like and not a peep.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Like I just like that's
No.
what I don't.
well, no.
I guess I'm so I'm sorry, dude. I guess I'm so like used to like watching horror flicks and everything to where you're like visually like and audibly suppressed to these, not even suppressed, but you're expecting
one
these,
reaction.
like these horrible like
You're expecting
acts
the
of,
Wilhelm scream.
oh yeah, and like it's just
What you don't realize at the time is that those women and those people have been so brutalized up to that point that they are.
like welcoming
They're
it.
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I was going to say. They are welcoming that death. They're
Yes.
like,
It's like-
finally, it's going to be over. They're screaming. They're done screaming.
Yeah, no.
The
Ma-
screaming
so
happened
nuts.
before we ever got to see that video,
That-
and that's what's so sad about it.
Exactly. Like Matthew just like before I could even say it, like he knew exactly what I was thinking. Like that's the thing. It's like when we see it in a horror film, it's like okay, you expect them to scream and stuff like that. But most of these people who are in that traumatizing area, it's like there's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
it's
this,
like
this isn't the first thing they're going through. This is the final.
This
thing
is the
they're
final
going through.
thing. And to me, which sucks, is you get to that point where you're just all like, yeah, I'm accepting this because it's like this is my way out.
And like how fucked up for those people. Like it, okay, these ISIS videos are coming out, and that, yes, it's a very big deal in America's trying to figure out what to do with this situation, especially back there with all these people.
The thing that's really tough about it is the way they're tying it into their religion, like because they're defining themselves by their religion,
It's
but then we
ideology,
have
dude.
other exactly.
We can't go, like, so what? We're gonna go over there and do all these freaking airdrops and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like what? That's not doing anything because it's an ideology. So we're
Right.
going to take out all these people. It's still going to live on. It's like
Exactly.
you cut off somebody's head and they're going to grow 2 more back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
like,
Hydra.
You can't do it. So you have to be smart. You have to be very, very, very strategic to how you're going to do this. And it's not going to happen in a month. It's not going to happen in a year. And it's going to be messed up. They might do some very big plotting and they might hurt us as America.
They're definitely plotting something. They're plotting something. They're trying to. They're plotting the next 9/11. That's what they're trying to do.
If they're successful, they are, and that's tragic, and we're going to have to deal with it. If they're not, and we're able to figure it out and cut it off at this path from spies or whatever we have over there that are getting intel and communication that's being sent back to us, that's great. I don't know, but going over there and dropping all these bombs are not going to do anything.
It's not going to solve the problem unless you find the actual leadership, which unfortunately is so spread out because, like you said, it's an ideology. It's not just one person. It's not like Osama bin Laden was, where he was literally the leadership of a group. This is more spread out.
This is a different.
It's a different creature.
So you're going to go over there. You're going to train these Syrians or whatever. You're going to, get boots on the ground, and you're going to teach them to. I can't even believe that I'm getting political right now because it's totally not me.
This is totally not pro-life. This is
my favorite
anti-pro-life, right? Hashtag.
So you're going to teach them how to do this thing, and that's great, and that's awesome. But again, this is going to take a very long time.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think it's going to end. This
No.
is something that we're going to have to live for with the rest of our lives. This is a new branch that all of a sudden has come up. I don't know how long they've been around. I have no idea. Just all of a sudden these things pop up. Holy shit, some dude got beheaded because we fucked up some dam that they were utilizing or something. I don't know. So this shit is crazy. But going back to like those were nuts, but the beheadings in Mexico fucked me up way more because there was literally about 10 to 15 dudes just standing around these people with machine guns and submachine guns and all this stuff, and they were so desensitized. Like, how could you do that? That's what I don't get. And
that's the thing about the ideology is it involves dehumanizing the subjects that you're talking about.
So you're just
that's why with the ISIS thing,
like,
you're talking about
fucking stand there.
These people honestly believe that these human beings that they're beheading or that they're killing are a lesser form of life. They believe them to be quote unquote infidels. They don't believe the same thing as me, therefore they are less than human. And the same thing happens with all these other things. That's how they detach themselves from the acts that they're committing. They don't think they're killing another human being.
No. And
they think they're killing something less than human, and that's really the root of it. The fact that there are people that can think that way.
Understand. That's what I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
it's
put
insane.
my head around that. Are
it's
you
insane to
kidding
think
me?
that.
How can you alter your thinking in that way to?
I couldn't kill a fucking hamster in the way that they killed those people. Like, I would look at that being, be like, that thing feels. I don't care how small it is. I don't care how fucking hairy it is.
I just don't.
I couldn't do
Due to
that.
the fact that it also started at a young age too. No, I'm not kidding.
I
Like,
understand.
they'll take some of these children that are probably like maybe 7, 8 or whatnot, and then start working them into
It's so
the military.
sick.
It's disgusting, and it's proof to what it really shows you what you can do when you start, like you said, at a young age, indoctrinating people into a certain way of thinking. When you tell people these people are not, you are better than these people, and this is an extreme version.
Yeah.
But we still see this even in this day and age. Even in America, we see this kind of class warfare kind of thing where you see where certain people believe that they are better inherently than other people, whether it be because of race, whether it be because of sexuality, whether it be because of just gender in general. You still have men who think that they're better than females just because they happen to be born with a cock. That doesn't mean a damn thing. But then you have these situations where you have people who are like, oh, well, your religion that you happen to be born into is the one true religion, and anybody who denies that is less than human and not only deserves to be killed but needs to be killed. That's the real danger there, because they're not only told that it's okay for them to die, they must die.
Yes.
That is your doctrine. That is your law. That is what your God is telling you to do, that they must be killed, and in the most public and inhumane way possible. And that's where this stuff generates from. And it's insane for me, as like I look at it and I'm like I said, I couldn't do the fucking things that they did to these humans to a fucking hamster or a rat. I couldn't even bring myself to do it. Even I'm not even a huge cat person. I don't like cats. I think they're evil. I couldn't fucking do that to a cat. Okay? That's how crazy this shit is. It is in fucking sane. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy nuts. And it's one of those things that's like, again, I did this myself because I watched it and I have to live with it. But it's like, it's not watching a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, and on the one hand, like you look at it
thing.
and you say, should I have watched it? Like, did it hurt or did it help to watch it? And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter whether you watch it or not. You know that it exists.
Like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, and you sit there and you just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know how to feel. Like, I know how to feel now. Like, literally all these fucking emotions and things are like just brewing in my body, but at the time you just watch it, you don't know.
Yeah, you're basically speechless.
It's very confusing. It's morbid. It's sad. It's confusing. I don't know. I
It's very confusing. I think confusing is really the best descriptor there, because you look at it and you think, on the one hand, you want to understand at least what they're thinking on both sides. You're understanding that, yes, these people aren't screaming, they aren't crying out for help because they've reached the end of the rope. They've been through so much at this point that this is actually a release for them.
And I didn't think about that. I'm glad that you brought that up, is that they've been going through so much to where it's almost to now where it's like sadly they welcome it. Because just watching it, I was like, wait, I had to rewind it. I was like, wait, I don't hear anything. Like, I was waiting for like the Wilhelm scream, the blood curdling scream of, again, excuse me, this is really graphic, but like somebody getting their throat sliced and screaming, and then it just goes away.
That's part of the desensitization of the, not just the internet age, but exactly the movies. That's what we expect.
I don't know what else to like contribute it to. It's like you see all these gross, grotesque things, and it's like.
And it's also partly what you think you would feel in that situation. If you were suddenly thrown into that situation where you went from right now to boom, next second you were on your knees in front of 16 guerrilla warfare whatevers and about to have your throat
crying, begging.
Exactly. But
but it also comes to the fact, do you even want to give them that satisfaction?
Well, and you have to think about it from the fact of how were these people reacting when they first were taken?
Exactly.
Most likely they were exhibiting the same behaviors you'd think, but by the time we see these videos, they've been captured and held for, in some cases, months, in some cases,
years. And it can also come down to the fact that the people who capture them are telling them otherwise, going like, oh, don't worry, we're just going to hold you hostage. Nothing harm's going to happen to you as soon as America
do you guys
comes
even
in.
Know the story like behind those?
Like both of the men were journalists,
side, no,
weren't they?
I don't know.
Well, I know the ISIS things were, but
on the Mexican side, no, I don't know the story behind it.
I just watched the video. I didn't even.
No, the Mexican, guaranteed, as dumb as this sounds, is most likely something to do with drug mafia warfare that's going down there. Most likely they're just kidnapping people, and they're going like, hey, if you fuck with my area, this is the kind of shit that's going to happen. They either kidnap people that the other people they're sending the videos to. No, I mean, this is the shitty part about humans in general, is we're very capable of doing some fucked up shit and not even caring about it. Like, that's how, like, as much as everyone wants to blame like shit on other things, but I'm like, no, the human race.
I'm going to look up a little bit of background on that one to see if we can figure out, because I do remember like coming across this video and realizing like this is something I don't want to see. This is the video of the 4 women, 3 of whom are topless. Or like so let me see here. I'm just going to read the story. I'm just pulling a story from here from newsobserveronline.com here. I'm just going to quickly read through this here. Now keep in mind, this is something that only came up recently after the ISIS beheadings.
I feel bad.
It's like our happy guest left, and we're like, okay, let's talk about some beheadings.
Yeah, we got really dark really fast. We'll end it with something nice.
So what they're saying here is this is the brutal beheading video of 4 women by masked militia belonging to Mexico's largest criminal cartel has underlined the nightmare awaiting formerly European Americans once the Mexican third world colonization of that country is complete. This is what they're saying. Basically, so they're saying this is a criminal cartel, and they're not really indicating what, if anything, these women supposedly did. There's nothing in this story that indicates what these women did. They don't appear to be out of place. They all appear to be Mexican women. They don't look like they're kidnapped from outside of states. It shows, as the video shows, and if you want to go search out this video, be my guest. I'm not recommending it. I'm not telling you not to.
Guys,
I'm just telling you.
It's
horrible.
It's
bad.
It's
bad.
What they're saying is that this video issued by the Los Zetas, Spanish for the Z's, criminal cartel, is designed to strike fear into its opponent. So evidently these women may be somehow affiliated with their rival. This is just a gang war.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm
all
saying.
this is.
Like, that's what's fucked up about it.
It shows 4 women kneeling in a field with hands tied behind their back. They're surrounded by 13 masked and armed men. One of the men asks a woman about their ties to a rival gang, the Gulf Cartel, quote unquote, to which she admits that her brother is a member. Okay, so one of these women's brother is a member of a rival gang. That's the link.
One
here. One of them supposedly.
One of what? 4?
After a few moments, the 4 men suddenly cut the woman's throat, and after they fall to the ground, the helpless victims are decapitated. Now, I'm looking at this story. This story here was published in November of 2013. This was a year ago.
Oh, really?
That this story was published. These videos only came up again because of the ISIS videos. This has actually been around for a while. It's just that the ISIS videos, I guess people are like, oh, one beheading isn't enough. I need to see more.
Well, this is what happens with the internet.
I mean, that's what happened to me.
Well,
like I said, I went down a rabbit hole.
Well, exactly.
Like
you followed the links, and you're like, well, what else is going on in the world? What the hell else is happening?
The crazy thing about it is this happened a year ago. This is just happening south of our border. And this was between 2 rival gangs.
Yeah.
Now, here we have the entire country of America against this fucking religious group in the Middle East, and they're only doing one at a time.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. That is so much worse than...
and I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I'm going to be honest
No,
with
I know
you.
what you... Well, this is what
the
you're saying.
reason that this wasn't a story a year ago when it happened was because it was Mexican gangs killing Mexican people. So America didn't give a flying shit about the story in general.
We know that for sure.
Now
Or
we've got
that's just your
one
opinion?
American beheaded by an Islamic group, and it's fucking national headlines.
But you're also looking at it
and
this
that's
way.
when all this other shit starts coming to light. Oh, like, well, hey guys, by the way, this is happening too.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we're looking at the Mexican one, going like, well, this is rival gangs.
America
we
in
don't
general
care. But
has
this one,
a very myopic view of the world.
Well, that's
we
what
look
I'm
at
saying.
things in terms of what's happening
now
to
you
us.
now you look at this, but then you're also looking at the fact that it's like it wasn't American military. It wasn't anything to deal with us fighting them. It was just journalists.
It was but it was Americans, and that's why it came to light. It was an American journalist.
That's what I'm saying. Just because it was American journalists, that's why we're focusing on it.
I'm not. The way I'm looking at it is like, I'm not even.
Or you're just trying to give me a weird high five.
No, we got 10 minutes left in the live broadcast, and then we got to cut it off.
Oh, we're still live?
Yeah.
We should think we were just chit-chatting, and we thought we were talking in the microphones for no good reason.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's no. This is a real conversation. I like this.
Dude.
I like this.
I know. It's very scary because the ISIS sending and calling out our president with these one people, like journalists, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts straight right now. It's just very scary because ISIS sending these videos over with one people at a time, but then you go in there and you see a video like that with 4, in our opinion, very innocent women. And that one is so more like, it's so worse. It is so fucked up.
Yeah.
It is so much worse than what the video that ISIS sent. And yes, the video that ISIS sent is very fucked up and very wrong and very detrimental to those families involved. But me as a visual person, I'm like, that one's like, I hate to say it, like I don't want to say this, but it's like that the ones from ISIS are way more tame. You know what I mean?
It's almost as if they have, as horrible as they are, as awful as they are, and as
and they
vicious
might not even
as
know
they
about
are,
this. They probably have no idea
still
about
got
this video.
some sort of filter on them that these Mexican cartels didn't have.
And that's right under our state.
Yeah, it's right there.
That is a country away from us. That is so.
But people ignore it because of the reasons. People are like, oh, well, these girls got killed because their family members were part of a rival gang. I'm not part of a gang in Mexico, so I don't care.
You do that shit in L.A., you're
this
just gonna
guy,
get
this
shot.
journalist, was killed because he was American. That was the reason he was killed, because he was a quote-unquote infidel.
I get that.
That resonates with people in America because, like, oh, well, fuck, I'm an American too.
That's an attack on us.
I'm an American too. I'm not Islamic. So I guess I'm an infidel too. Whereas,
America. I get that.
No, but I agree
I think that's why it became such a bigger news story than the other story.
Because they called out our president too.
Yeah.
We are doing this.
And have you seen recently, there have been some posts to social media sites, Twitter and Tumblr, where people have posted pictures of notes in front of famous landmarks in America, like New York City and Chicago and California, these places, with notes saying, essentially, we are ISIS, we are in your streets, things like this, where they have posted like just all you see is a hand and a piece of paper and like a landmark
or
of an American landmark
to scare us.
Exactly.
I get it. They're here. They're all over the place. They're going to be. Be it a picture of them holding a flag or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen.
Are fucked up. That's what it comes down to.
This is a new threat that we have to deal with. This is a new. What's the right word I want to say?
It's not even that it's a new threat. It's a new version of the old threat.
It's an evolution.
These are the same people who were rallied under Osama bin Laden before. They've just found new leadership. That's all it is. Somebody new, and we don't. The scary part is we don't have a name. Before, when we had the Taliban was always a group, but it was always underneath Osama bin Laden. We always had that one person who was like, if we get this guy, then we're golden. Everybody else will fall apart.
It's an ideology.
But now,
like
we don't know who the leader is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As bad as this sounds, I'm pretty sure they got smart. I mean, as soon as you put a name, a face, or something to the label, you know exactly what you're going after. But if you have something that's in the dark, you have no idea what you're fighting. You have no idea who to go to, who to fight, who to capture, who to shoot, who to do everything.
Man. There's fucked up people out
that's
there
what I'm saying.
That got word of this, and they're like, I can jump on board with this. Mm-hmm. So what am I going to do?
It's almost like the Islamic version of Anonymous. Anybody can claim to be part of the quote-unquote anonymous movement. They're like, we are Legion, we are blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to get a one-way ticket to wherever the fuck you want to go out there and walk up there and be like, hey, like, don't shoot me, don't blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm on board with you guys.
Yeah, like totally, like Allah and all that shit. Come on.
So
let me live.
Come on in. It's like, but you know what? The crazy thing about it is, excuse me, it's probably how it fucking goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna not me or whatever. Like, so I don't want people knocking on my door. Is gonna somebody jumps on a plane and it's like, hey, later, see you, family. Like whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how shit goes down. I mean,
I have to point out. Aaron points out a good point in the chat room, and thanks, Aaron, for hanging out with us this late. I know it's crazy late where you are, but he did point out here humanity can be so cruel, which is why he watches Star Trek, and that brings up a really good point. Fucking Gene Roddenberry had it right. Like, not only was he like, everybody talks about tolerance and inclusion, like, oh, be tolerant of your other human beings that are different than you, be tolerant of this. Gene Roddenberry took a step further. He was always a proponent of not only tolerating things that were different than you, but celebrating the differences. Like, hey, you're different than me. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you're different than me, and just kind of celebrating those differences as opposed to just simply tolerating them. We're not even at a point in this world where we can say that we tolerate everybody's differences. Like, I try to as much as possible. There are sometimes people say like, oh, I believe this, and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. But I catch myself and like try to think, oh no, I need to be tolerant of that. But there are other times when I really want to embrace that Roddenberry-esque vision of not just acceptance, but really, really celebrating those differences and being like, that is what makes humanity humanity, is the fact that we're not all the same, that we are different. And you know what? You're different than me, and I want to know about it. I want to know how you're different than me. It doesn't mean I'm going to be like you. It means that I just want to know about it. I want to celebrate that difference. And I think if we ever get to that point in humanity, then we will see leaps and bounds in technology and science that, will lead us to warp drive and teleporters and all that other fun stuff that comes with it. But
well, the thing about it is like we are getting there, we are doing it, but you just have these bad seeds, man.
Yep.
You have these bad seeds. You have these thorns that come in,
And they're vocal.
and they're
Big and they're vocal.
it's like a mosquito bite
Yep.
where you get it and you just scratch it, and you can't stop scratching it. Eventually, it goes away.
But then it comes back with a vengeance.
Be it however means it goes away. If we eliminate it or do whatever, but it's
I mean,
it's a good quote. Thank you, Aaron. That was good. I like that.
it's a lot better than the Marge Simpsons quote. Shoot them all, let God sort them out.
I don't think that was Marge Simpson.
No, it was.
but
You
all
didn't
right.
hear that one? Where she's like, Bart, let's just look at it.
What's the movie where they're like, they believe it, or what is it? It's up to God to judge their innocence or guilt. It's up to me to arrange the meeting.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But I mean, it's a terrible thing, and who knows what's going to happen
Crazy.
next. But
Well,
I think that
I
just about
apologize,
wraps it up
guys.
for
I'm
this
sorry.
deep episode of the Socially Awkward Studios. Until next time, don't forget to check us out on the web. We are available at sociallyawkwardstudios.com, 4eyeradio.com. We're on Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, the Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast Directory, the Blueberry Directory, Miro Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, SoundCloud, and Player.fm. Don't forget to check out our great sponsor, Raven Designs, illustration and design that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit ravencruise.com. Don't forget to visit designedbyhumans.com and vote for Raven's design over there. Also, if you shop on Amazon.com, visit the Sasquatch.net or sociallyawkwardstudios.com. Click on that Amazon banner and then do your shopping. Just shop like normal. You don't pay a penny more, but we get a little bit of taste on the back end. It's fantastic. It benefits everybody. You don't pay anything more, and it helps us keep the lights on here. So, do that, and don't forget to check out Suzanne Lazear and her Aether Chronicles website. And until next time, folks.
you better. It's so depressing. Tap that sass.
bye. I'm back.
No matter where you